ready to go. Oh man. Hi everybody. It's Sunday and we're here. We're alive. We're doing a hurricane stream. Streaming during a hurricane, so awesome. We're crazy. But I have some cashews I'm going to be eating too cuz that's my survival food, guys. I'm hungry. I need to eat some. Well, I ate a little bit. I had some oatmeal and what else did I eat today? Oatmeal and a leftover Wawa sandwich that I had from the previous day because it was good. Oh man, it was pretty good. Sausage croissant thing. But yeah, I got my cashews, hurricane cashews, honey sweet cashews, sweetened with real honey and slow roasted. They're pretty darn good. So I might be munching on these while Mike's playing. Mike's gonna be playing, and I will be talking and stuffing my face. But what else are you supposed to do in a hurricane? It's gonna be awesome. Okay, we're gonna play. Max, come up here. Good girl. You're not getting Mama's cashews. These are mine. These are my cashews. You can't have my pie pie, my Kenny. Kenny, this is my pie pie. Alright, we're gonna do this. Man, we had some heavy rain yesterday and today. Well, actually, no.
Just today.
I want to say yesterday was heavy winds. We had a lot of heavy winds yesterday. And today is like rain. We're like getting like slammed by rain. And we're like right directly in the path of the hurricane, and our dumb butts are streaming today. We're like, why don't we stream? Because we have nothing else to do today.
We's prepared.
We's prepared. We had to fill up some water jugs. We filled up, what are those, 5-gallon?
We fill up, got 15 more gallons of water.
Yeah, we have 15 more gallons of water that we were filling up and working on that. And we have plenty of supplies and dry foods and whatnot. Man, but the thing that I miss the most is like the weekends. Usually on the weekends, me and Mike will go out to eat. That's like our go out to eat every weekend because we're like fat kids and we like to do that. And I'm so sad. I mean, I know everybody's got to be safe and there's not going to be anybody serving me my hot food. And that's kind of selfish of me because I was like, man, I'm hungry and I want a hot meal, but at the same time, I want people to be safe and be home with their families. So, me and my first world problems, Mike would say. Got my first world problems. Lord. But whatever. It is what it is.
Oh man, this didn't save with the boomerang.
Oh, it didn't? Oh no, so you have to get the boomerang again?
Yeah, I gotta go back and remember how to get it.
Oh, Lord. Well, shoot. Means we have to go all the way back, right? You have to go all the way back previously to where you were.
Well, at least we know how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That one part.
How come there's no game volume, Mike?
Oh, I probably turned it down too far.
I don't hear any game volume. We're gonna have to work on that. Technical difficulty. Man. Oh, hang on. I gotta tell Steven that we're streaming. I gotta tell my brother that we're streaming real quick.
He's in the closet.
He's in the closet.
Literally, not figuratively.
Oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell you about this story in a second. It's freaking ridiculous. My parents, I could not get my mother out of the house because she didn't want to leave her home, because I'll tell you guys about that in a second. Okay, I'm texting my brother real quick. Yeah, they're in a freaking closet. Okay, so yesterday, I'm like at home and we're preparing for the hurricane and everything. I'm trying to get everything ready and think about everything that we have to do to prepare. And then my sister texted me yesterday, my oldest sister texted me, and she's like, did you talk to Mom yet? She needs to come over, she needs to go to your house. So I'm thinking, okay, what's going on and why does she need to come to my house? Because I thought that they were prepared and I thought that they had boarded up their house. So I was like, okay, you know, me thinking my dad is smart enough to like board up the house and get them ready for the hurricane. I was like, they should be fine. And then my sister's like, no, you need to call Mom right now and find out how to get her to your house. So I'm like thinking, oh my God, what's going on? I'm freaking out. So I call my mother and my mother's like, oh, everything's okay, and we're not boarding up the windows, and we're gonna like make this shelter in our walk-in closet in their house, because they have a pretty good sized house. and their walk-in closet is huge, but still, I'm I was not happy about it. So I told my mother, I'm like, Mom, you need to leave. And you, especially since you did not board up your window. Her whole reasoning about the windows was that she didn't want my dad to put holes in the stucco of the house for the wood, to put the plywood over the windows, because my dad would not fill the holes up later, which is silly. And I told my mother, I'm like, Mom, this is life or death. I'm like, do you want to die? Do you want stuff to, there's going to be like debris and everything flying through the air and it's going to crash through the windows. If, these winds are supposed to be really high, we're supposed to get like 120, right? Or more, who knows?
120 or more.
120 or more miles per hour wind, which is like really, really high. It's crazy. So my mom's like, no, it'll be fine. If the windows blow out, they blow out, and it's just gonna happen. She's just accepted it. She's like accepted her fate. She's like, all right, this is gonna happen, and we have our little shelter in the closet, and we're gonna be safe in there because there's no windows, and there's one door that closed. There's two doors that close to their room. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I was like, no. I'm like, you're coming over to my house because I have steel covering my windows, and we're good. My freaking house is fortified. But she's so stubborn, and she did not want to leave her house. She's like, no. She's like, Carla, just like, we're gonna stay here, and that's the end of it. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fine. I'm like, I cannot make you leave your house if you're not gonna leave your house. I'm just concerned because she's my mother and I love her and I don't want her to be at her house, but she did not want to leave. And then meanwhile I'm texting my sister telling her what's going on. And my other sister, two of my sisters and her family, they're all in my sister's house. Like, they're all boarded up in her house hanging out, and apparently she was trying to convince my mom to leave and go with her yesterday, but she said no to her also. So the last choice was me, because I am the mediator in the family. I'm the middle child, and I'm always the one that has to smooth things over. So my sister was hoping that I could smooth things over with my mom and convince her to come to the safety of my house, but she refused. She said no. So I was like, all right, drop it. I'm just going to let her do what she wants, and I love her, and I hope that's not the last time that I be speaking with her, but it was just like, all right, it is what it is. She's made her mind up. She's going to stay there, and my dad and my brother and all three of them are going to stay in this freaking fortified walk-in closet thing that they devised and they created for themselves. So I was like, all right, that's fine. If they want to do that, they can do that. I have plenty of room in my house, and I offered other friends and stuff too if they wanted to stay, but it's just gonna be me and Mike and the two dogs, and we're okay with that, I guess. We got plenty of rations and it's gonna go through the storm. And I was like, all right, my mom's gonna stay there and with my dad and them, they're just gonna wade through it and see what happens, and hopefully we'll all survive and nothing bad will happen. I was just really upset about that. But yeah, it was just so funny to hear my mother. She was just like, it's okay. If it happens, it just happens. If the roof comes off, it comes off, and if the windows blow out, they blow out, and the house they can be replaced or whatever. I was just like, okay, that's what you guys are gonna do. So that was that, and I talked to her, and then I talked to my sister, and my sister's like, all right, fine, if she's gonna do that and be like that, then we'll be okay with it, I guess, if she made her decision. So then after that, I was like, okay. I went and watched movies. I took 2 naps yesterday, which was glorious. It was so nice. I was so tired. So tired from previous nights. I was watching my friends stream. It was awesome. I just like staying late now. Now I like stay up late and I can't sleep. But there's so much stuff going on. So many things on my mind. Especially with the storm going on. It's just like constantly things just going. But after that, I just watched a movie. I was watching The Miserables. The Miserable. God, I love that movie so much. And it's the original one with Liam Neeson in it. Wait, is that right? Liam Neeson. Yeah, Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson, man. I love him. He's such a great actor.
My God.
He is awesome. And I like the original because it's not like the musical version, like the newer one. I mean, that one's not bad, but I like more. I like it more so as a movie than as a musical. I know it was a musical, but the movie part is awesome. I like where it just tells a story and it's dramatic and just awesome, and they have the love story and everything. It's great. So I watched that, and in the middle of that, I started thinking, man, I haven't talked to my best friend in forever, and she's actually up north, and she lives like in Pensacola, Florida. So I was like, I'm gonna call her and see how she's doing because she has a family and they're a pretty good sized family. She has like 4 kids, and her husband, he's like military dude. He just came back from being deployed for like just a month or so, and but he's gonna be gone from like October till April. So I feel really bad about that for her. She's going through that, but so that's just how it is. That's her life. Like he's always coming and going, but I mean, he still has time with the family. He gets to do stuff. But I talked to her for a little bit, and we had a good time. She's like one of my friends that I've been friends with forever since like high school. It's actually funny how we met. When we met in high school, we actually met in gym class, and she had just moved here with her family, and her dad was in the military. Her dad was like Air Force, and he got shipped here. He got stationed here. I'm sorry. He got stationed here from Texas with her mom and her 2 brothers, and they live actually really close to my house, to my parents' house where we used to live. And it's just, I remember one day, I just remember very like just it was awesome. Like that day was so cool. I was in gym class, and I just like I think I just started school that year. It was like I didn't have a lot of friends, and I was just like, man, this would be cool if I could meet some new friends. And just out of the blue, like this girl, like she had little glasses on, cute little Spanish girl. Well, she's Mexican. She's freaking awesome. I love her to death. She's like my best friend and my soulmate. And I met her, and she asked me, she's like, hey, because we had lockers where we would store our gym clothes, and she's like, hey, I don't really have a locker. She's like, can I share a locker with you and put my gym clothes in there with you? Is that gonna be weird? I was like, no, yeah, it's cool. I'll, introduce myself, and she's like, I'm so and so, and I was like, oh, Carla, hey. And we just started talking about things that we liked, and our thing that brought us together was music. And I was like, this is so awesome because she likes music from the 80s, and I absolutely love music from the 80s. It's like my favorite genre of music. And so we talked about all the bands that we like, and mostly I remember she likes the Smiths and U2 and The Cure. We were like, oh, yes. So we just started talking about all those bands, and we just clicked together, and it was awesome. And I just figured out, I was just like, man, this girl is like amazing. I'm like, I love her already. So we just became really, really good friends, and we talked every day, and we just hung out. And she's like, man, she's like, I'm so happy that I met you, and I just moved here, and I don't really know anybody. And out of all the people that are here, I'm so glad that I met you. And she's like, you are so sweet and the nicest person that I've ever met. And I said, well, that's the same way that I feel about you. I was like, you're really sweet and genuine, and I can tell you're a really genuine person, and you're amazing, and you have an awesome personality. So we just clicked together, and we're like 2 little Furbies just constantly talking all the time. So now every time we get together, we end up talking for hours. I swear I talked to her for like 3 or 4 hours last night on the phone, and it was amazing. It was awesome. I love her to death. And she, of course, asked me if I needed to come evacuate. I could stay with her at her house. Me and Mike could stay at her house. Not just me, but maybe just me. No, I'm just kidding. She said I could stay at her house with her and her family. So I was very thankful about that. I'm very thankful for her. She's amazing. And so we talked last night, and there's so many funny stories that we were discussing, and I will share some of them with you guys because it was just funny. It was freaking hilarious. We were talking about the funniest things. And after that, like, oh man, we were just talking, and I just remember like we're reminiscing about high school, like guys that we like crushes and stuff, because that was our thing. We were such nerds back then. We were just like so shy. We were like the shyest girls, little wallflowers. We didn't really talk to a lot of people, but we sure did. We had like these little journals that we would keep every day. Like we would write back and forth like between classes. I remember like we had these journals that these little composition books, and me and my friend would like between the classes I'd give her the journal or she'd give it back to me after we wrote each other like these long paragraphs, pages. It was crazy. We'd do stickers and stuff, and it was like really we she actually like my friend like she decorated the front of the composition book with all these little pictures of things that we like different shows that we like and video games and stuff. And I was just like, this is the coolest. She's so creative and so innovative. I loved it. I was like, this is the best. That was like the funnest thing, just writing notes back and forth and just telling her about my day and she'd tell me about her day. And it was just so memorable. That was like one of the best memories of high school was meeting her and just having those little small experiences just like are life changing. And I treasure those moments greatly. And her friendship, definitely, I treasure her friendship. She's like amazing. She's the best friend that I've ever had and probably ever will have until I die. So I was happy that I met her. And after that, we just like, let's see, we talked about our books and the crushes. And it's funny, like one of the guys that she liked married this other girl. And she's like, well, that's awesome. I'm glad. She's like, I'm happy for him. But she's like, yeah, he was hot. I was like, yep. And then like, oh geez, it's funny. Like, she was telling me about her mom. Her mom lives in Las Vegas, and she came to visit them. And her mom is like this like hoity-toity like proper lady who likes fancy things and whatever. But it's not bad if you like stuff like that. But she's just all like, I have to have the best and I have to buy name brand things and this and that. And my mother was the same way growing up. That was the worst thing. I, I mean, it's kind of bad. Like now, my mother instilled that in me. Some things I'm like, I have to buy name brand because it's just like what I was taught. I was like, name brand's better. It's like an Asian thing. My mom's always like, name brand's better, buy name brand like items. And it really isn't. It doesn't matter like between generic and name brand. There's really no difference. You're paying for the name. And they're the same freaking products. And my mom, God, all the time, she's always like, I'm only buying name brand. So that's like her mom. She's like, I gotta buy name brand organic stuff. Because we were talking about eggs. And it's funny, like, oh man, my best friend's telling me about her she had these dirtball neighbors that used to live by her. And they were like the trashiest people because they had no couth. They had like children, small children, and she would tell me that they would take their diapers outside and freaking rinse the diapers out in the front lawn of where they lived for everyone to see in the neighborhood, which is like so gross. And my friend has 4 little kids, like two little ones and 2 older kids. And she's like, oh my God, this is just so gross. It's like, why do I have to live next door to this? And I felt so bad about that she had to deal with that. But luckily those people moved, thank God. So she was excited to tell me about that they moved. And so she didn't have to deal with that anymore. But I'm like, God, I can't imagine that. I'm like, go inside your house and do that. You do not do that outside for all your neighbors to see. And it's just really unsanitary and gross. You are definitely trashy if you do shit like that. I'm sorry. It's gross, right, Mike? It's fucking gross. And for the kids too, I'm like, God, what are you teaching your kids? Like, yeah, it's okay to just like shit outside in front of everybody. It's gross. But anyways, these people, I guess, I don't know what. I mean, her husband was always, I mean, they were military too, so her husband's always gone, and it was just her, the lady with her kids. And my friend's on a fixed income, and she's the type of person that, like me, if you need help, we'll give you help and stuff. And so she always felt bad, and this lady would manipulate her into like giving them food. Like my friend said that she would always say, oh, can I borrow this or that? I need eggs, I need milk, do you mind like sharing, or and not like reciprocating. She would not pay my friend back or give her food back, and my friend didn't really expect it. But she's got a 4 family, she's got 4 kids she's trying to feed and take care of, and then now you plop on 2 other kids and they're not her responsibility. That lady, she needed to like get her shit together. So basically, is what I told her. I was like, hey, you know, you need to stand up to this lady. Tell her no. I'm sorry. I can't help you all the time. I mean, once or twice is, you know, enough. But more than that, when she, and it just became that, you know, my friend said that she was coming over every damn day. Every day coming over to her house expecting, like, my friend to, like, give her food and stuff. And she's like, oh, you know, and of course my friend would give her like a dozen eggs or something because she felt bad for the kids and wanted them to eat and not starve. Because the lady's like, oh, you know, my kids are hungry, but I don't really feel like cooking or I don't have food. And I'm like, how do you? It's like how do you have children and not provide for them? That really makes me mad when people have children and they do not provide for their children. It's like if you cannot provide for your children and take care of them, maybe you do not need to have children in the first place. But that's just my 2 cents about that. And it just irritates me to no end. And it's not fair to the kids to have to go hungry because the parents are not responsible enough to make sure that they have food. It just really irritates me when people do that. It breaks my heart. It makes me so angry. But anyways, so my friend was constantly giving this lady food and taking care of her kids. And then even when they had snacks and stuff, my friend would give them snacks too for her kids because they were playing with her kids. And she felt bad, you know, if they're having like eating yogurt or something, and then the other kids are like, well, I want yogurt. And what's my friend gonna say? No, you can't have yogurt. So she felt bad, so she'd give them yogurt too. And I was like, God, this is awful. And it was funny, like, with my friend's like mom, when her mom came over, she came over for like a month to stay with her, she was telling me, because they came to visit, the grandma and grandpa came to visit their grandkids. And her mom, I guess they bought like 3 dozen eggs or something, but they had to be like the Eggland Best eggs or something, organic eggs that she likes to have because apparently they taste better than normal eggs from the Dollar General. Right? Was that the dollar store? She said from the Dollar General store because my friend just goes to Dollar General and buys like a dozen eggs for like $1. And she's like, I don't see any difference. Eggs is eggs. And that's what I said too. I'm like, eggs are eggs, damn it. I'm like, why you gotta go having this organic stuff? But it's just ridiculous. But I mean, everybody has their thing. If you like organic stuff, no offense. No, I don't take any offense to it. I just prefer not to pay more for something that I know I'm not gonna eat all the time. But it was just crazy. Like, she just insisted that the Eggland Best eggs were like the holy grail of all eggs, and she had to have them. And so she bought all those. And then the neighbor comes over expecting to have some eggs, and of course her mom's like, hell no, she ain't get my organic eggs. And I was like, dude, your mama loves them eggs that bad. She's not giving them up. She's like, no. She's like, and then her mom, like, has the nerve. She's like, she tells that lady, she's like, what do you need eggs for? And my friend's like, well, she just needs it for the family to feed the kids. And she's like, all right then. She gives her like a dozen eggs because she felt bad. But it was just crazy. I told my friend, I said, okay, I was like, this is what you do for when your mom comes over next time. I said, you get these organic eggs, or you get these regular eggs from the Dollar General, and then you get you like a stamp with the EB and stamp each egg. Then give it to your mom and let her eat those and say, yeah, those are your nice organic eggs for you. See how she likes that. But my friend laughed so hard. She's like, you crazy. She's like, what? I probably would do that. That was my workings of my brain and came up with that. It was funny. But then let's see, what else did she talk about? Oh, like with this whole hurricane thing, we've had like a water shortage and bread shortage and everything. Everybody at the grocery stores and everywhere, they've been buying all the bread, buying all the water, and it's just chaos and people are just nuts. So my friend, they had problems finding water, and she sent her husband out to go get some water and at the grocery store or some store, and apparently they had water, but they said they were going to have more water the next day or something. They told her husband, so he's like, okay. So he goes and buys beer and brings back like all this beer to her house. And my friend's like, husband, where's the water? And he's like, oh, they're going to have it tomorrow. they had some, but he said they'll have more tomorrow, but I felt that beer was more important to buy. So he purchased the beer instead of the water. And she's just shaking her head like, what are we gonna drink? We need that water for us and the kids. Oh, it was hilarious. But he felt that beer was more important to get than the water. So then we're laughing about that. She's like, God, my husband, man, he just drives me nuts. And I laughed about it. I was like, it's funny. I'm like, well, he's got his priorities together. He's got to get his beer, because beer is important. Then we joked about people just like, I mean, it's not funny, but I mean, if we have to like go on our roofs, and she said that in her neighborhood there'd probably be people sitting on the roof with some beers. And I said, yeah, with some beers and some chips or something, just hanging out. Doing that. I was like, that'd be awesome. I'm like, I hope it doesn't come to that, guys. I really don't want to be on top of my roof, like hanging out, having beers. But, and by the way, I'm really not drinking right now. So, me once in a while, I need a drinky drink because work drives me nuts. But I don't really drink a lot of beer. I used to drink more beer. I don't know. I do like Guinness though. I'll have me a Guinness every once in a while because I like Guinness on tap. It's good. It's good stuff. Oh lordy. Yeah. Let's see. What else did we talk about? We talked about that. And we talked about him getting supplies. And the crazy neighbors. Oh yeah, her crazy neighbors. Oh my god. I mean, my friend, she's really pretty. She's a pretty she's a pretty mom. She's a MILF. And she stays fit after having 4 kids. She looks really good. And her neighbors are so crazy, like the husband wife. And one night she said they were sitting around at a bonfire just like hanging out, having beers and stuff, and his wife was talking to her saying, oh, you're like my husband's type and stuff, like right in front of like her husband. And he's kind of like looking at him and looking at her like, I don't know if I should punch your husband right now or just look at him. And my friend's like, I guess I'm flattered, but it's just weird. Why are you telling me that I'm your husband's type? And but I've come to find out, I guess she found out later that her neighbors were swingers. I mean, it's not like bad if that's your lifestyle, but yeah, it was just weird the way they sprung it out on her because they were talking about stuff and she just felt really uncomfortable. She's like, oh, well, you don't really do that. We're like a good, nice church going family, and that's just not our thing. So she's like, she's like, I'm flattered and all, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. And it was just funny. Just like, I guess apparently, like, their crazy neighbors hooked up with this other couple that they knew, and they ended up like where they moved. They now live next door to this other swinger couple, and I guess life is gravy, and they're all happy. But my friend was like, God, I'm glad that they left and got away from that. And especially like her kids. I felt bad that her kids had to play with them crazy kids. And my friend had to go through that experience and like trying to like take care of her family and having to take care of this other family is kind of crazy. I mean, not that it's bad. It's not bad to help out people, but there's a point where people try to take advantage of you and they try to exploit you, and it's not cool. It's not cool. It's just not cool. You don't prey on other people's emotions to try to get them to help you just so you can get your way. That in that circumstance, I think that is wrong, and that's completely wrong. You do not do that to people. But I mean, I'm all for helping someone if they genuinely need help, and if they're hungry, yeah, I'm gonna feed them. I'm not gonna say no. But if you're coming every day and then suddenly it's like a month and I'm like feeding you, then we're gonna have problems. We're gonna have to talk about that. I'm not cool with that. But to that point, you end up like taking care of these people. It's like crazy. Oh man, this game's awesome. I'm talking about life, and we should be talking about the game, but these are things that I wanted to talk about today because it's just funny. It's just funny. Things that we dealt with. I'm petting Maggie right now. She's laying on the couch. So far, the puppies are doing good, going through the storm. They're I think they're coping okay. Oh no, they're still, Maggie's barking a little bit. So if you guys hear the barking, it's the dogs. I'm sorry about that. They're just a little paranoid. With all the wind and the rain, it's crazy. We got the house boarded up. It's nuts. It is insane. I slept so good this morning though, because it was so dark because our windows are covered. It felt like it was nighttime still. So I slept really good, but I still feel a little tired. I might take a nap later. Sundays I usually take a nap. Oh, Christina! Hey! How's it going, chickie baby? Miss Thing, how are you? Hello, lovely. Are you alright? Yes, ma'am. We're doing great so far. We're doing great. We're good. It's coming for us though, Christine. I saw the map today. I was like, oh Jesus, it's gonna come straight for us. But you know, we're just like bearing down and we're gonna get through it, hopefully.
Thanks for the host, Killer Kev.
Oh nice. Thank you for the host. Thank you. Man, how's everybody doing today? How are you guys doing? What are you doing today, Christine? Are you having fun? Are you having a fun day, I hope? Hopefully you're having a fun day. We're just having a lazy day, lazy Sunday. Gosh, man, I watched some movies I watched one movie last night. I want to watch some more movies. I picked out like 4 movies and I only got to watch one because I was talking to my friend last night and she's doing good too. She's in Florida also. Oh, good to hear. You better be alright or I'll fight you both. Hey, no fighting, Eth. I'm gonna learn Split so I can stream for my PC. Split. Oh, okay. That's cool. That sounds awesome. Nice. Cool. That'd be nice.
That's what Tracy uses.
Oh, Tracy uses that. Nice. I like that game that Tracy was playing last night. It was really cool. It was a cute little game, and they had like really good music in that game. It was nice. Oh Jesus, the dogs are going. Maggie, mostly Maggie. She's going ballistic right now. I apologize for her barking. Oh, I need a drink real quick. I was talking for the past couple minutes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I loved it so much. I know, I like the little penguins in that game. But they didn't really look like penguins. They look kind of funny. They're like these little soldier-looking penguins. But they were cute. That was so cute. I like the little love story. The little characters in the love story. I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And then he named you as a chocobo. That was like the best part. Chocobo Christine. And I want to feed you carrots. Maggie and George, lots of hugs. Yes, ma'am. I will give them lots and lots of hugs for you. I love them too. They love you too, Christine. Yeah, like the chocobo bed. Yeah, that was a cute little chocobo. It was so little. It looked just like Christine. It looked just like you. It's awesome. Man, this game is pretty cool. Did you get past that part yet, Mike? I was just nonstop
trying to figure out this puzzle.
Oh, there's a puzzle that we have to figure out?
That's where Cliff needs to step in.
I know. I wonder where Cliffy's at today. He's really good at this game. And he helps us a lot. Oh, yes, give me carrots. What else do I know chocobos eat carrots. Is there anything else that they eat I'm not aware of? I know they like the carrots. I know, I should know more about Final Fantasy, but I'm not that knowledgeable about it. I just know I love the game. Oh, so these are greens. Cool. I'll get you some greens too. Greens and some carrots. I have no idea if I wrote that right. That's okay. We'll just call them greens. Greens and carrots. That's a good diet for the chocobo to have. Oh, I have no idea. Yeah. It's okay. Man, so how's your day going so far? Are you having a good day? Did you do anything fun today? Get some froyo. Man, that froyo looked good. With the strawberries on it. That's really yummy. Yeah, it makes me want like soft serve ice cream. Oh man, Christine, there's like this soft serve ice cream little twisty treat thing that opened. Well, not opened yet, but they built it. But it's been like over, I don't know, over 6 months or so. It hasn't been open yet, so they must be having problems getting the permitting done. But every day we drive by it, and I'm like, God, I want some ice cream. I want some frozen ice cream. And they're not open. So I get sad. Ooh, what'd you say? And I want plenty of water of lemonade. Oh, you like lemonade? I was with Lynn when she got a What? Lynn got a tattoo? That's awesome. What'd she get? What kind of tattoo? What'd she end up getting? Man, she's like born to be wild. That girl's like hardcore. Me, guys, I don't have any tattoos. I was very like, I don't know, you can tell I'm very conservative. I don't like to show a lot of skin as it is, but I mean, I used to want a tattoo, and my oldest sister, Sunny, was always like, you should do it. You should get a tattoo, Carla. It's so awesome. So, I mean, I like tattoos, but not on me. But on other people, yeah, tattoos look awesome. I like tattoos. Oh, she got a Tinkerbell. Oh, I'm jelly. Also got one. What? Also got. Oh, you almost. I was like, Christine. You like freaked me out there for a moment. I'm like, you almost got one. I was like, what are you? Oh, I love Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's like one of my favorite, like Disney, or, well, I mean, she's not, I don't know. Well, yeah, she's Disney, but she's also Peter Pan. I mean, I love Peter Pan. Peter Pan's like one of my favorite stories. I love the story of Peter Pan and never growing up and just being a kid forever. It's awesome. I would love to just be a kid forever. Man, that's awesome. She's got a little Tinkerbell. Where did she get it? Like on her arm or leg or back or anywhere? Where'd she get that Tinkerbell? Hopefully somewhere cute. I hope she got it somewhere cute. Man, I love Tinkerbell. Oh, on her neck? On her neck?
It's kind of gangster.
Oh, Lynn, she got it like on her neck. Hopefully it's like little. Is it little? Hopefully it's a little Tinkerbell.
Teardrop shaded in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Send me a picture. I want to see. Send me on Twitter. Send me a picture. I want to see it. She's so funny. You girls are so funny. I like oh my god, I was telling Mike about the videos that you guys sent me yesterday. When I was eating breakfast, we were just sending Snapchats and videos and stuff to each other. And you and Lynn were driving around just singing and just being silly and awesome. And I told Mike, I was like, oh my god, I love them. They're like the funnest girls. You guys remind me a lot of my best friend. She's cool too. Oh man. Yeah, I definitely want to see the pictures. It's awesome. I love you guys. I do. I love you all so much. I hope everybody's staying safe during the storm. Whoever's in Florida, God, with us. God, we're in Florida too, and it's just crazy. We're going through this hurricane. Hopefully it will pass us by. I hope. I pray. I actually prayed last night. I did. I prayed last night for all my friends and everyone because I was so worried. I'm like, man, this is like the biggest storm. I mean, at first I wasn't. I was in denial. I didn't want to. I didn't want to accept that this was happening. I was like, "Oh, it's fine. We'll be okay." And then today we watched the news, and I was like, "Holy, shitballs!" I was like, "Who's gonna die?" I'm like, "No, I'm not trying to scare you, Christine. Don't freak out. I mean, I don't want to say that. We're not gonna die. I'm gonna go through this storm, and it's gonna be awesome." Oh, thank you. I love you so much, and it's gonna be awesome. I mean, we're gonna get through it. We have a strong like fortress around us, so hopefully we can make it through the storm and get through it, and we'll be okay. I don't want anybody to worry about us. We're all strong people. We're gonna survive. I watched The Walking Dead. I got some survival skills. So if you die, then I'm gonna come fight. Oh no, I'm not gonna die. I'm just trying not to die. I swear. I'm really like resilient. You're gonna make it. I know. I'm not saying maybe. No. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Definitely. I'm gonna fight, and I'll fight the looters and whatever else I gotta fight out there. So I'm really strong. Oh, speaking of fight, oh man, I'm gonna tell you guys. When I was younger, I actually got in a fist fight and I won. I kicked this girl's ass. What happened was, I think I was like, I don't even know. I want to say I was like 13, 14. I was like 13 or 14 years old, and I mean, it kind of sucks. Like, I was friends with these two little girls that lived down the street, and they had a brother, and he was like hearing impaired. And he was really bad though. I mean, this kid was bad. Like, he did a lot of bad things. And I mean, he taught me how to do sign language too, which was cool, but I can't do it now because I haven't used it in so long. But I used to know how to do sign language, and it was awesome. That was like the coolest thing. Oh, that's what I want to hear. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna fight for you, Christine. Yes, I'm gonna fight for everyone. I'm gonna survive. Damn it, we're gonna get through the storm for real. Anyways, back to my story. Okay, when I was younger, I was friends with these two kids, and like this one girl, she's like bigger than. I mean, my brother's like 2 years younger than me, and he was little, and like we were outside playing, and I was out there with him and my brother was, and I just see this girl like push my brother. She pushed him down to the ground, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, why'd she do that? I got so mad, and I was like so angry, full of rage. I went over there and I told her, I said, don't you push my brother. I got in her face and I was like, don't you push my brother. I was like, don't push him. And she's like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna like try to fight me? And I said, you know what? Yeah, I am gonna fight you. And so I pushed her back. Carla don't play. I'm not afraid of confrontation. I pushed that girl back. I pushed her back, and then she's like looking at me. She's like, okay. So then she comes up. I mean, I have a little scar. I don't know if you guys can't see it, but I have a scar. Oh, be right back. Okay. Yeah, be right back. You gonna miss my story, but that's okay. You can watch it later. I have a scar under my chin somewhere where her nail like scratched me. That's my battle wound. But I was like, okay, So she scratched me, and I was like, fine, I got back up. Like I got my fist together, and I just kept nailing her. I was hitting her. I was punching her. I kept punching her in the face until she like fell down, and and nobody knew. Like my parents didn't know. And then like I went home and I took my little brother home. I protect him. I'm very protective of my little brother. And yeah, if it comes down to it, if I'm in a fist fight, I'm sorry, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna throw down, and somebody's going down, and it's not gonna be me. But I'm pretty like I can handle myself. Let's just say that I can handle myself. If it comes down to it, I can fight. But yeah, I was definitely protective of my brother, and I was not gonna let that girl beat him up. Because nobody messes with people that I love, because they go down. Not that I'm violent. I'm not violent, but just when push comes to shove, if you get me to that point, I will beat your ass. No, I'm just kidding. No, everyone's gonna be scared of me. Don't be scared of me, guys. I'm not afraid of confrontation. Let's just say that. I am not afraid of confrontation, and I definitely can handle myself. And then some. So yeah, if there's apocalypse or something, bring it on. I will survive. It'll be like The Walking Dead, and I'll be like Michonne up in here. Like slicing things with my swords. Oh man, I really want to get like one of those samurai swords. That'd be cool. I've always wanted one of those. Right, Mike? We need samurai swords. Yeah. What's up? That would be so cool. Oh man. My Christine. I hope she comes back, guys. She's cool. Good people. Yeah, but that was just that was definitely crazy. Oh, back to the deaf kid. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call him the hearing impaired kid. He was so bad. Like my brother was riding on his bike one day, and my dad was coming home. Like I saw my dad drive up to the house, and we were both outside. I went outside to meet my dad because I usually hug my dad when he came home, and we were looking down the street, and we see my brother riding my bicycle because I don't know, he liked to ride my bicycle for some reason. And I see the hearing impaired kid, and they're playing, and then there's a car coming in the street, and my brother was like, he was close to the street, but the hearing impaired kid pushed my brother in front of the car as the car's coming. And then I see my brother fly off the bicycle into the grass. Me and my dad are like freaking out. We run down the street trying to get to him, and the guy stops that's driving the car, and he's freaking out. He's like, oh my god, is your son okay? I didn't see him. It was like last minute. He came out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. And we were just like in shock, and my brother's like on the ground, but he's okay. He was okay, guys. He was okay. The bike, he was okay. To America, it wasn't going. The car wasn't going that fast, but it was like knocked him enough to knock him off the bike from the force. But yeah, and then the freaking kid, he's bad. He's a bad egg, and his mom. I don't know if his mom was home or not, but he ran off, and my dad was so mad. He's like, "Where's that kid? I'm gonna kill him." And I'm thinking, oh God, this is just nuts. And my brother's like in shock, and we pick him up and the bike, and we walk home, and it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. But I mean, my brother just like, to this day he'll talk about it. He laughs about it, and we laugh about it now. We're just like, it was kind of funny. I'm like, did you see how I was like, you see how far you flew through the air? He's like, yeah, it was awesome. And then like I tumbled and I rolled in the grass, and it was cool. And I was like, dude, you're just so crazy, like tumbling and falling in the grass and just being like a little daredevil. My brother was a little daredevil. He used to like ride on the front of the handlebars and stuff and jump off and all this crazy stuff. And he'd ride on the back when I would ride the bicycle. He'd be hanging off the back and stuff. We did crazy stuff when we were kids, but it was fun. It was great. We were outside playing and just being kids, and it was just awesome. It was an awesome time. And I remember so many things from childhood that, I mean, we used to fly kites and stuff, and my brother would fly the kites into the power line. I'm like, dude, you trying to get electrocuted? He's like, no, this is cool, it's fun. I like doing it. And then I'm like, oh man. My favorite was like, we had this like tangerine, no, was it tangerine? Yeah. Yeah, it was like a tangerine tree. We had this tangerine tree in our backyard that it would always bloom, and there'd be all these tangerines on there, but they looked good, but they were like so sour. They were like the worst tangerines ever. I was like, oh. But we would use them as baseballs. Me and my brother had like bats, and we would play baseball like with these tangerines and just smash them all over the backyard. And when my mom came home, oh man, she was mad. She's like, what'd y'all do to my tangerine tree? It's all over the backyard. It's like, picture this angry little Asian lady. She's like, what did you do? What? She's like, mommy's tangerines, they're destroyed. And me and my brother are just laughing. We're like, Mom, we're sorry. We're just having fun. We're being kids. And she's like, I don't care. That's my tangerine. My poor mom, God bless her, man. She had to put up with me and my brother. Oh, man. I remember too, my mom likes to grow her own like little vegetables and fruits and stuff. She grew like these like those eggplant things. I remember she grew eggplants and green beans and stuff. And I like the little green bean little plant because it was cool, because I used to get to see these little ants, these big ants like crawling all over the place. My mom was like, oh damn ants, they're gonna like eat our green beans. But I would play with them, and I thought it was the neatest thing ever. I was like, they're so cool. I'm like, they're just ants just hanging out, chilling and hanging out on the green beans, having a good time, just enjoying life. But man, yeah, the eggplants were good. We had some good eggplant stuff she'd make. But yeah, the tangerine tree was the best. And man, I remember when I was young, and my dad, I always wanted a swimming pool because we didn't have a swimming pool at our house. It was a smaller house, and was funny was we were promised we were gonna get one of those in-ground pools where you dig a hole and then you put like the pool on it. And my dad like got our hopes up like many other times. He's like, yeah, you guys, he's like, we're gonna have a pool, so I need you to help Dad like dig this hole. So we dug this big hole in the backyard, and we were so excited. We're like, yes, we're gonna have a pool like my neighbors down down the street had. And we were like, we'll go swimming like every summer, this will be great. So we dug this hole, and my mom was so mad. She's like, why are we digging this big hole? This is just crazy. And my dad's like, we're gonna have a pool. I got a good deal, or I'm gonna get one for my friend. And it never happened. It fell through. So we had this big hole for like ever, for years in my backyard that just grew grass. grass like grew back and there was no swimming pool. No swimming pool. It was just there and we had to look at it every day. It was a reminder of how we weren't going to get a swimming pool. But my dad did, he felt bad. So he got me one of those kiddie pools, one of those plastic ones that I don't know if they still make those or not. I think they still make them, but it was like a plastic one that filled it out and you fill it with water. So my childhood, that was like my favorite thing was like going swimming in like the evening time. I would go swim at my mom, she was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going swimming." So I'd go outside and I'd just lay in my little kiddie pool and I'd watch the sunset. And that was really awesome. That's another thing. I love sunsets. I love to watch the sunset. I need to do that more. That's one thing that I regret that I don't do now that I used to do when I was younger. I want to go watch the sunset somewhere, especially on the beach. The beach is awesome. We have a lot of nice beaches in Florida. Hopefully they'll still be here after this hurricane. But I love doing that. I would just lay in my little kiddie pool and watch the sunset and just like relax, and that was like my whole little world. I was like, this is like the best. It was the best thing ever. And along with everything else going on, because when both my parents, they worked, so I was home a lot with my brother, and this is things that we would do. And it was funny too. I remember, I don't even know what, Mike, do you remember like back in the day, like older houses, we had rocks on the roof. These little rocks, they would fall down. Like when it rained, the rocks would fall down. I don't know what that was. Well, I don't know, guys. I don't know if anybody had like, you had little rocks on your roof, but for some reason, my old house, it was like an older house, like from the 80s. We had like rocks that were in the shingles.
Shingles have gravel on them.
Maybe it was gravel.
It's really fine.
Not back then. I don't know why my roof had rocks on it, because they would come down like when it rained. They would just come pouring down from my roof. Because I remember like, and we had like this weird concrete slab in my backyard. I don't know. We had like this ghetto house, but it was like crazy. Like I would have gravel. I don't know. There'd be gravel and rain, and I just remember playing with the gravel. That was like one of my fondest memories. It's like kind of sad, but I would play with the gravel after it rained. I was like, "Oh, it's like a river. We'd play in it." And then like my mom's yelling at us, "Don't play in that dirty rainwater." And we're like, "This is fun. I want to do it."
Don't play in the rainwater. Don't
we did.
hit my tangerine
we played
tree.
in the rainwater. I swear we had fish back there one time, just swimming in the water. We were just playing in the water, just sloshing through it and playing in the gravel. I was like, "This is awesome. It's so much fun." I just love doing that. And then my mom had this other little. She had this like Japanese. She calls them Japanese plums. They're like these little yellow fruit things that grow on this tree, and they look like little plums, and they're sweet. They're really sweet, but they have seeds in there. But I would eat those. Like I'd just pick them off the tree and eat them. That was like my fondest memory that I liked. Since the tangerine tree was sour, I was like, God, I hadn't eaten something to eat. So I would go back there and I'd just pluck these little plums off these trees, and I'd gather them up and eat. I'd wash them and eat them, and sometimes not wash them and just eat them. I would just eat them. I was like, these are so good. But man, yeah, I missed that little plum tree we had. I forget what else. My mom had other stuff too. Mostly like peppers, and she grew green beans and the eggplant and tangerines, which we couldn't eat because they were sour. And then plum tree. I think that was it. I think she tried to grow some other orange tree, but that never grew. Or the oranges were not good. We just didn't have good we didn't have good luck with the oranges. They didn't want to grow here for some reason for my mom. And she has a green thumb too. That's what's amazing. My mother has a green thumb. She can grow anything, and she can basically bring dead plants back to life somehow. She like fertilizes it with some magic or something. They like come back to life. It's like amazing. I don't know. She grows orchids and stuff, and they're really finicky. Those are really finicky plants that you have to. They're really delicate. They take a lot of care. And her orchids are amazing. They're so beautiful. They're like so vibrant, like colors, different colors, and just the shapes, the different shapes that they have, and the way they smell. They're very fragrant. Some of the orchids are very fragrant, like it's like a perfume. It smells so good. And one of them she showed me, it looked like a little dog's face, like I don't know what it's called. Like the middle, the middle of the orchid has like a little. It looked like a little dog's face. It has like a little nose and like eyes, and it was so cute. And my mom's like, "Look, it looks like a little dog." I was like, "Oh, I love it. It is so cute. It's so cute and delicate. Orchids are nice. They're really nice. Her orchids are really pretty. I try to put pictures on Twitter. I did one time. Yeah, she's got really pretty flowers and she's got that green thumb. Me, on the other hand, I'm not that good with flowers, but she gave me some flowers that they're growing now. I have some palm trees that she gave me that are growing, and oh, plumeria. I have some plumeria plants that are really pretty and they smell so good. I love the smell of plumeria. It's like that, and they're like Hawaiian flowers. She calls them Hawaii flowers because they grow in Hawaii too. They're like volcanic flowers or something. They just like prosper. They're very prosperous out there in Hawaii. Man, that's another place that I'd love to go is Hawaii. One day, guys. One day I will travel and get to go to Hawaii. It's on my bucket list. I would love to go see the islands and go do that. Go somewhere tropical. Man, I really want to go see the black sand beaches and the other beaches that they have there and the sunsets. Oh my God. Sunsets there are amazing. I was so jealous. My oldest sister actually went there. She went there on a cruise. She did like a 7-day cruise there. And she flew on one of those little helicopters that went around one of the big islands. And she got to go and see that. And it was funny too, like her husband like encouraged her. They had a helicopter with no doors, and then they had a helicopter with doors, and they chose to go on the helicopter without the doors, and so they could get a better view of all the mountains and everything in the water. And she said, yeah, I was like terrified to go do that, but it was like an amazing experience, and you should do it. She's like, it's a once in a lifetime thing that you need kind of like should do, because it was so great. It was so awesome and amazing. And then she showed me video when she came back, like they like when they first got there to Hawaii, because they got off the cruise, like this cruise ship, and like I guess they made port and they went to like this little ceremonial thing where they had all these different like parts, like the different islands. They had like their little how should I describe it? Like the different, they'll have different cultures in different like little villages and stuff, I guess, and of all the different people that are there. And it was cool, like they had like the music and their different costumes and stuff that they wear, and they were just like dancing and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I'm like, that would be so cool to like see that. And they were like floating on these little raft things, and I was like, that is so neat. So she showed me that, and they had like this awesome, like she went to a couple luau's where they had this like barbecue pig and stuff, and she said that was great. And she was of course having her mimosas and all that good stuff. She's like, yeah, I mean she like invited me to go, but at the same time I didn't have the money at the time to go because it's quite expensive, and plus my sister freaking flew business class and she's crazy. She's like, yeah, it's amazing. She's like, you should have came with us. I was like, well, I would if I had the funds, but, and then sometimes I feel bad. Like my sister's like, well, I can pay for you, but I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't feel like comfortable about that. I don't expect her to pay for me to go to places. It always makes me feel bad. I, I mean, my sister has the means and she can like, afford it to take me if I wanted to go, but I'm just not that person. I mean, I have a couple times she invited me to go on a couple cruises, and heck yeah, I was like, I jumped on it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go, because I want to go see these places and go do these things. And I mean, I could do it if I saved up money, but it would take me a little while. But she's just like, yeah, she's like, don't even worry about it. I mean, that's the cool thing about my sister. She's like, don't even worry about it. She's like, we're family and we're going on a family trip. Let's just go. She always tells me, don't worry about it. Let's just go and let's just experience this as a family, and who cares about money because you can't take it with you when you're not here. So she's like, let's just go. She's like, you want to go? We're gonna go. So I was like, okay, let's go. And of course, I always ask Mike first. I'm like, is this cool? Should we just go? I'm like, are you cool with this? And a couple of times he's been hesitant, like he didn't want to go because he felt bad too. He's like, I don't want to take advantage of your sister or make her feel like we're taking advantage of her. But I'm like, we're not really taking advantage of her because she offered, she offered and she's like, hey, I can pay for you guys. If you really want to go, just give me the word and I'll buy the tickets. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's go. And so, it's great. Like, I'm very fortunate that I have that opportunity and, she's nice enough to help me out. So she's like, yeah, we'll go do it. Like, we got to go on this huge cruise ship. It was like the Oasis, that Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas, which was like supposed to, at the time it was like supposed to be like the biggest cruise ship. I was like super excited. I was like, this is awesome, we got to do that. And I think we had to drive to Fort Lauderdale. That was not a nice drive. And plus the people there, I didn't care too much about the people there. They were all rushing in a hurry and rushing us to get on this cruise ship. And of course my mom's like, my mom went with us. It was my mom and it was my mom's first cruise. That's the whole reason why we went, was because my mom she had never been on a cruise. And my mom, she was working all the time. And when I was younger, we didn't really get to go on family vacations and do things together. So this was like, this was a great opportunity for all of us to go together as a family. Because my sister's like, yeah, I want to do something nice for mom. I want us all to take, for once in our lifetime, take a real family vacation. So she's like, yeah, she's like, get her together, pick her up, and we'll all drive down and we'll go on a cruise ship. And I was like, yeah, this sounds awesome. And my sister, man, she's amazing. I was not expecting it, but she bought us like these balcony freaking rooms. I was like, dude, I'm like, you're going crazy here. I'm like, oh, we could just stay in like regular room or whatever. She's like, no, this is mom's first cruise. We're going all out. She's just kind of like that. So I was like, all right. It was amazing. I'm like, this is an amazing experience and it's awesome and I appreciate it. I was just like, damn, like, sister's all like, we're doing it. But my mom, most importantly, my mom was so excited and she was so happy, and she was just happy that we were all together and we got to have a family vacation. And that's what I was thankful for. I was like, man, I'm just happy to be here, and like, it's cool we get to go see stuff and do things. And I forgot, I think we went to the Bahamas, wasn't it? Yeah, we went to the Bahamas. It was just like a short 2-day cruise because it was a repositioning cruise, where after that they were going to go overseas. So she got like discount tickets or something. And I was like, sweet, it's cool. And I was like, hey, I offered to pay her back. I was like, I'm going to pay you back for this. And she's like, no, don't even worry about it. Because she's just that way. She's like, no, she's like, stop it. She's like, I'm taking you guys as a family, so just shut up. So I just shut up, and I was like, all right, cool, it's cool. We're going to just go. But it was amazing, and it was fun. It was like my second, I think, was that the second or third one we went on? Second cruise. But I was like, man, I'm like, the ship is amazing. It was like a floating city. It was like so huge. They had like Central Park on it, and the food was spectacular. I was like, oh my god. We just had a nice sit down, like, fancy dinner one night where we all dressed up, and it was like so fancy. Like, I've never been to a place like that fancy where I sat down and the guy asked me, would you like me to peel your shrimp for you? And I was like, okay, I can do this myself, but sure, if you're gonna do it. He was like a little ninja. He came behind me and he had these little knives, and he was like, just sliced it up for me and took the tail off and everything. And I was like, how in the hell did they do that? It was amazing. I was like, this is so nice. I'm like, it's not like I get to eat like that every day, but it was sweet. That was really cool. I was impressed. I was like, man, like, this food is so good. And then my sister's like, if you want 2 lobster tails or more, she's like, just keep ordering it. Just get whatever you want. Because on the cruise ship, you can just get whatever you want. And I'm like, really? Okay. I'm like, I don't know if I can eat that much. But, most of the time, we were excited to go to the buffet. I was like, the buffet's awesome. I'm like, screw this, like, sit-down dinner business. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the buffet and just load up on everything and get some food. Because Carla likes to eat, guys. I love food, so I was excited. I was like, buffet, I'm there. And now they had some good desserts and everything. I was like, this place is jamming. It was sweet. Yeah, I've definitely, my favorite vacations to go on are cruises. I mean, the longest I've been on a 7-day, but I like to do the short cruises too, because the 7-day we went on and Mr. George was not too happy with that. He got sick and he didn't want to eat after like 3 days, I think it was, because we had Mike's parents like watching him, and he stopped eating and he was just sad. He missed us. So I told Mike, I said, we can't go on a 7-day again, but we'll do like a 3 or 4 days, fine. So we've done a couple of those. I think I've been to the Bahamas, I've been to Jamaica, which I didn't really care for because the people there were kind of scary. They looked like militant people that were gonna kill me. Because it was funny, like when we went there, our cruise ship had to detour to another port because the water was so rough or something happened where we had to change ports, and we went to this alternate port that we were getting off on. And I told Mike, I said, I don't really feel safe here because the people here look. I saw people with guns. They were like checking you out like before you get on because you're in another country, and they looked like they were looking at us all on the cruise ship like, you guys don't belong here. We don't want you around here. Giving us that look. So I'm like scared. I'm like, Mike, I don't feel comfortable getting off the cruise ship, but we had been on the cruise ship for like 4 or 5 days at that point. And Mike was like, I just need to get off the ship. We need to get off the ship. So I'm like, fine, fine. Against my will, I'm like, let's go. So we got off the ship, and then they took us like on these little buses, and then we had to go to this one little place where they checked us in to make sure we didn't have any weapons or something, and they had these guys with guns, and they're sitting there standing, and I'm just like freaking out. I'm like, they look like guerrilla soldiers and shit. I was like, they're gonna kill us? I'm like, I want to go back on the ship. And he's like, no, let's just go explore and let's go do things and see stuff, and since we're here. And I'm like thinking, shit, we're gonna die. I'm like, I'm terrified. I mean, I'm all for like trying to give people a chance, but these people like seriously look like they didn't want us there. And so we just went, and they had this little marketplace, so we're looking around this marketplace. We picked out some stuff. Like, I got this cool little coconut bank. It looks like a little piggy. I was like, oh, it's so cute. It's like a little coconut that they shaped like a little pig. And I was like, I gotta have that. So I bought that. They had some weird stuff too there. They had like these like they had these wooden statue things that were like naked people. I wasn't too down with that. I'm like, that's kind of, I mean, I'm all for art and like being different and everything, but it made me uncomfortable. There was like shaped like penises and stuff. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna get that stuff. I'm not bringing that home. I was just like, wow. I'm like, okay, Jamaican people. I'm like, this is awesome. You guys are horny. Great. I was just like, I'm not down for that. I didn't want to buy any of that stuff. It's just like, it was embarrassing. And so I was like, no, I'll stick with my coconut piggy bank. So I got my coconut piggy bank. I forget. Oh, I bought some cool coasters that they had that they made out of wood, like actual wood, and they carved on it. It's got these little cool designs. I was like, this is sweet. I'm like, I like stuff like that. I like handmade things. So I got some of those. It was really sweet. So I got my little coasters, and then I got my sweet little piggy bank coconut. So I bought that, and then I was like, okay, Mike, I'm like, we should probably go back on the ship. And then he agreed with me after that point, because like other people were deciding to go back to the ship too. They had these little shuttle buses that would take us back to the ship. So I said, okay, I'm getting on the shuttle bus, and I'm getting my ass back on that ship where it's safe. So then Mike's like, yeah, let's do that. So then we went back on the ship, and we had to wait to leave but it had the most beautiful sunset there, I must say. I mean, it was really nice. It was in Montego Bay and Jamaica. The sun was like huge, like right over the water. We went to the back of the ship, and we just like we were outside and just looking at the sunset. It was like a nice orange and gold, and just like this big ball of fire. It was amazing, just like slowly going down. I was like, God, that was like the biggest I've ever seen the sun like close up without like it hurting my eyes, because it was so, just so tranquil. It was amazing. I was just like, this is the best. I love it. I'm just happy that I got to experience that part. That was like a good part of the of the cruise. I was like, okay, this is cool. Then we went and had dinner, and then I forget. Oh, we went to Grand Cayman too on that trip. We went to a couple shops. We went to Key West, and then it went to Grand Cayman after that, right, Mike?
Yep.
It was Key West, Grand Cayman, and I love Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman was amazing. The people there were so friendly and so nice, and it was awesome. Like, they had the best rum. We went to this like underground shop. It was cool. We went to this little marketplace. I remember getting off the ship. We went to the marketplace and we walked around, and they had all the little like name, like I forget, like was it what's the frog place? The Senior Frogs and Margaritaville and all that. And I was like, let's just go see this little local shop place. I was like, let's go and check that out, because Mike knew where they had the good rum. So we went like in this little shop, and I remember walking down these little steps, and the shop was like it was almost like a basement or something. It was underground. And we went in this little basement shop where they had all these little knickknacks and trinkets and things, and then they have like this cellar part in there where they had the rum. It was like this one little section where it was like all rum. And this rum was amazing. It was like chocolate flavored rum. I've never had chocolate flavored rum, and it was so good because they gave us samples and stuff. They had like white chocolate, dark chocolate, and some other chocolate, some other flavors. But you can only get it in Grand Cayman. It's like only specific to their island, because they don't like export it out, which is sad. I really wish that they would, because it's so good. Oh, hey dude, what's up? Yeah, we've had one power surge so far, but we're doing pretty good so far. Hey Doo-Doo, welcome to the stream. Man, I'm just telling my stories about my travels. Grand Cayman was the best like place that I got to go visit, and excuse me. So I got to try all these rums, and I bought like this dark chocolate one. And the funniest thing is the name. The name of the rum is like Big Black, you know what, D. Rum. So I was like, it was a joke like with my friends when I pulled that out. I was like, I got the Big Black, D. I'm like, I'm gonna try this rum. When we had a beer party, they were loving it. They were like, this stuff I know. Yeah, that was the name of the rum. Big Black D. And the Big Black D was good, guys. It was some good rum. It was like dark chocolate flavored rum. Oh, it went down so smooth when you drank it. It was really, really good. I bought a bottle of that. It was pretty good size. And after that, like, and the people there, I mean, just like the little shopkeeper lady was so nice. They were playing some good island music inside the store. So I'm like sitting there like jamming, and I'm like dancing and just enjoying it, and she was laughing too. Oh. It's moving the grill? Oh shoot. Are we gonna move it? Or oh, we have a grill outside that's moving with the wind. We're trying to decide what to do with the grill. I told Mike, just F it and just let the grill go. If it goes, it goes. But anyways, I'm like dancing and like just relaxing, and the lady's like, yeah, you feeling it? You feeling the music? And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling the music. I'm like, Grand Cayman's awesome. I love it. I could live here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, this place is awesome. People are just so friendly there. Then after that, we actually did a shore excursion. Yeah, we did a shore excursion there, where we went on this little bus where this guy picked us up. We had all these people. Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. Maggie, go. We went on this little bus, this little tour bus thing, which was really cool. It's like so small inside. Luckily, like, I was little, and I am still little, and I could fit on it, because, man, the seats were so narrow on that bus. But it was cool. We got to go like to this. They have a rum cake factory there, where you can like sample rums for free, and the little rum cakes, and because they want you to buy their rum. And It was so, so good. Like, I did get a little tipsy because I had all these free samples of rum. I'm like, yeah. They're like, here, keep trying it. You can have more. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is good. So I definitely had a good time in Grand Cayman after that. After that, we went, there's a place they call Hell, and they have all these little rock formations. It's like lava rock, right, Mike? Yeah, it's like lava rock formations. It was so cool. Like they're just like different shapes and sizes, and they're like some of them you can see through them, and it's just so neat. They're all like intricate and like different shapes are just like all together, and they have like a post office there too that you can mail stuff. Like you can say like I mailed something from hell. So I was like, that's cool, but I didn't mail anything from there. I just thought it was cool. I just like took pictures of stuff. And my favorite place in the Grand Caymans was the sea turtle farm. They had this sea turtle farm that we went to. I wish that we could have spent more time there, but on the tour they were just like kind of rushing us through. The guy's like, okay, next stop, next stop. And I was just so sad because they had a hatchery where they have the baby sea turtles where you could like see them in the eggs, and you know they're all around. And the coolest thing was they had these big like pools like outside. There were big open pools like swimming pools where they had the sea turtles. And what they do is it was like a rehabilitation place where they take all the sick sea turtles from, you know, the ocean there, and they have them there where they'll keep them in these little tanks, but then they release them. They re-release them after they get better. They release them out to the ocean. So that was really cool. And the coolest freaking thing there was that they let you hold these huge sea turtles. They were like big. They have big ones and medium size and little babies, little baby sea turtles. Oh my god. The best life experience, the best experience of my, one of the best experiences of my life was I got to hold a baby sea turtle. So that's one thing I will always remember and cherish, is that I actually got to hold a baby sea turtle in my hands, and it was making little noises, and it was so cute, and its little flippers were going. Because the guy, our tour guide guy, he's like, hey, he's like, you want to hold a sea turtle? And I'm like, yeah, dude, of course I want to hold a sea turtle. That's amazing. Oh, hey, Christine, welcome back. I'm telling my story about the sea turtles in Grand Cayman. I got to hold them. That was my best vacation of my life. This tiny little sea turtle, it was so little, and it was going making little noises. I didn't know that they made noises. I was like, okay. I'm like, the sea turtles make noises? I didn't know they make noises. But it was so cute. It was like making noises and just flapping away. Yeah. I know, Steve's with us here. Yeah, he's in Florida too. He's rocking with the hurricane. Are you guys doing good in your little fort that you guys made, Steven? Yeah, rock you like a hurricane. I love that song. Here I am, do 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 do, rock you like a hurricane. Yeah. Okay, you better stay safe. Yeah, I know. You'll fight. Yeah, Christine's gonna fight you too, Steven. Yeah, we'll be okay. I know, right? Oh my god, now I want to play that song. I'm gonna listen to that song. Rock you like a hurricane. Okay, anyways, back to my story. I'm getting off topic. Oh, dude. Yeah, the little baby sea turtle was like so cute and lovable. I swear it was like loving on me because it didn't want me to put it down. They had like this little tank where you could pick them up and put them in. So I put it back in the tank, and I was just like so happy. I'm like, that was the best life experience. I got to like bond with this little sea turtle, and I was like, I love turtles too. Turtles and penguins and like everything. Yeah, dude, sea turtles. Actual sea turtles, like that you see like in the ocean sometimes. I mean, I see them here in Florida sometimes. They're like swimming around in the bay. They're so pretty too. Sea turtles are so pretty. They're just so pretty. They're pretty turtles. And they're so cute. And they're flippers. They're long little flippers. Oh my god. It was awesome. Like, I petted that one, and then I put that one down, and then I went and I petted the other sea turtles, and it was cool too. They had hand sanitizer that you could use after you touch the sea turtles because they don't want you to get the salmonella that comes from turtles. And after that, like, we were just chilling, and I saw iguanas, like these huge iguanas in the Grand Cayman. They had iguanas that were wandering. They were like climbing on the bushes, walking on the bushes, just chilling there. They're like, hey, what's up? We're just iguanas and we're chilling on the bushes. That was neat too. So I got to see like live iguanas. I've never seen live iguanas like running around. And they had cool coconut trees everywhere. I mean, we have palm trees, but they're not coconut trees because the coconut trees look cool with the green coconuts on it. And you can actually get the coconut, like they'll pick like fresh coconuts there too for you and cut it open where you can drink them. I didn't experience that. I kind of wish that I had more time to do that because I would have tried the coconut water. Yeah, like those turtles, they look like they have little, yeah, they look like they have wings. They're just so majestic and just beautiful. I love sea turtles. I love all animals. And but that was just, that was really cool. So we got to do that. And then I was sad because we had to leave the sea turtles. I was like, no, because Mike's like, there's a hatchery. And I'm like, no, sea turtles. I want to see the babies in the hatchery. But we had to go because the tour guide's like, we have to go to the rum cake factory next. That was like after, yeah, it was after the sea turtles was the rum cake get drunk factory. So then I did that. I know, I had some like rum. Like how you say sea turtle. Oh, you like how I say sea turtle? Sea turtle, 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 turtle. In Norwegian, it's so different. Oh, it's different? You say it different? I want you to say it to me then, Christine. Say sea turtle to me on the Twitters. I want to see that. Sea turtle. Yeah, the sea turtle. Sea turtles. I like the sea turtles. They're so cute. I love them. They're amazing. I love turtles, period. They're so cool. So yeah, we did that, did the rum cake factory, and then we left, and we had to go back on the ship. And after Grand Cayman, we went, where did we go to after Grand Cayman? That was Jamaica. That was scary, Jamaica. And then we went, we went to Cozumel, Mexico. That place was cool. I was kind of scared to venture out there too because I've heard so many stories about tourists getting kidnapped and stuff. So I didn't really want to go into the city, but we stayed in like the little marketplace that you get off the cruise ship, and there's like a marketplace because I felt safer there because it was open market and you know you're right there by the ship. And Mike's all like, let's go into the city, let's go get a cab. And I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't really feel safe here. So we did walk, like I got brave and we walked, we saw this Mexican 7-Eleven. They had a Mexican 7-Eleven, Steven, where you could get Slurpees and stuff. And I almost got one and Mike's like, Carla, you don't want to drink the water or ice here in Mexico because it'll give you the runs. But I was like, 7-Eleven, Mexican Slurpee, I want the runs. Oh yes, you say it next time on stream. Yeah, turtle. I know, I want to hear it that. Oh, I thought every 7-Eleven was Mexican. Is it really? Are they based out of Mexico? I don't know, dude. I was just excited. I was like 7-Eleven and it's in Mexico. Something that I knew. I was like, I felt like I was at home. I was like, 7-Eleven. Man, you guys don't even know. Like, I grew up by our neighborhood. We could walk. Well, not really walk. Yeah, we could walk or ride our bikes to a 7-Eleven. It really wasn't a safe path because we had to go through the neighborhood and like by this busy street and then to the 7-Eleven. Well, across the street to the 7-Eleven. So it was a little dangerous. But me and my brother, we would go. Remember, Steven? We would go to 7-Eleven. It was a joke. Oh, you were joking. Okay, sorry, I took you seriously. I do that sometimes. I take things seriously when I shouldn't. Because you fooled me. You fooled me, little Stevers. Anyways, we would ride our bikes to
To Mexico.
I'm sorry, God, I got that switched. Erase that. Go backwards. We would ride our bikes to 7-Eleven, not Mexico. I know, man. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm like all messed up from the storm. Oh, Jesus, guys. Forgive me. We would ride our bikes to 7-Eleven, and we were so excited. Like, my dad would give us a little bit of money so we could, like, buy food and stuff and pizza and stuff. But sometimes me and my brother are like, let's go to 7-Eleven and get candy and get the hot dogs and get the nachos and cheese. Oh man, my favorite was like, we were so bad. We'd eat all the junk food. We we would get nachos with like nacho cheese sauce and chili on it and jalapenos and like, remember that, Steve? And it was so good. So bad for you, but we eat it. Riding little bikes to Mexico. What? I know. We'd be deported. Yeah, I think they wouldn't want me there in Mexico. They'd probably tell me to go back. I don't think they'd like going there because the main roads were around there. Yeah. Man, but yeah, I'd get the nachos with the cheese and the chili, and then I put that on we'd get the hot dogs with the chili and the cheese, and we just thought we were in heaven. And I mean, those hot dogs were big too. I mean, they call them big bites. They're like huge hot dogs. You're like getting your money's worth. And we get all the candy. We get like Nerds and that Fun Dip stuff. You guys remember Fun Dip? It's like this chalky little white stick thing that came with this like candy, powdery candy stuff that you lick the stick and you dip it in there and you eat it. I don't know if they still make Fun Dip or not. Remember that, Steven? That Fun Dip stuff was good. Yeah, we needed snacks and Slurpees. Man, Slurpees was the best. Like, we go get like Slurpees, and I get the Coke Slurpees and the cherry Slurpees and whatever flavors that they have. I mean, still to this day, I love Slurpees and like ices. I'll go get me an icy. My favorite is the white cherry ices that they have in the movie theaters. I love those white cherry ices. They're the bomb. Sometimes I'll feel like getting blue raspberry or cherry, but I really love white cherry. White cherry's the best, guys. That's where it's at. Oh, that would be my text tone if I could have that when you text me on Twitter. I do every time. Oh, if I said little kids going on bikes to Mexico. Christine, you cracked me up. Yeah, dude. White cherry ices. That is where it's at. I love white cherry ices. They're awesome and amazing. And popcorn. I love movie popcorn with lots of butter. Lots of butter on it. Man, I should be like 500 pounds. I used to eat like a lot of fattening things. I love popcorn with butter, and like those ices are good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make you a little video, Christine. I'll make you a little video later. Ride our bikes to Mexico, and I will sing to you. I will sing to you, Christina. Christina's great Norwegian. Yes, she is. I love her so much. She's amazing, dude. Christine is amazing. I love all you guys. You guys are all amazing people. I will sing to you one day. Oh yeah. You love it? Oh, I know. You better watch out for him, Christine. Steve is a charmer. He loves that you're exotic and Norwegian. He loves that. My brother's like, oh, she's from Norway. He's like, what's up, girl? How's it going? How you doing? My brother's a charmer. We're all charmers. Holman family, we're charmers, man. We are charmers. Well, I'm not a Pullman anymore, but it's all good. Now I'm a Jones. That's the first time I have been called exotic. Aw, did you like that? Was that good or bad? Well, where we're from, we just see regular plain Janes. I know. Yeah, if Steven saw your picture, Christine, he'd probably go crazy. Because he likes blonde hair, blue-eyed girls. I know he did. But it's okay. She's probably taking those, Steven. Christine's like, nah, I take you. Now my brother, y'all probably kill each other. No. Anyways, I'm not playing no matchmaker. No. Anyways, okay, what was I talking about? Oh, 7-Eleven. Yeah, we get candies and stuff. And, God, we were just alone too much. We were home alone too much as children. We were always getting in trouble. Man, Steven, remember, like, when we were kids, we had to invent our own games. Like, we'd play games, we had this narrow hallway in our house. And it was so funny. Like, the walls were white, like they are in my house now, but because we were too lazy to paint the walls. Eventually we'll get around to painting the walls in this house. But my old house where we live, where I grew up, the walls were white, and me and my brother, the hallway was so narrow that we could like put our hands on the wall and our feet on the wall, and we could like climb up. Like we would boost ourselves up the wall, like climb the wall. As that was our game. Like we'd see who could touch the ceiling like the fastest. So me and my brother like going against, pushing against the wall and like climbing up the wall and then like touching the ceiling. And my dad, I remember one time my dad came home and he's like looking at the wall. There's like fingerprints and footprints. Our dirty little footprints all over the wall. And my dad's like freaking out. He's like, what in the hell did you guys do to the wall? Your mother's going to kill you. And we're just sitting there laughing. Me and my brother are sitting there laughing. We're like, this is awesome. Remember, dude? You remember that, doo-doo? Oh my god, I know. Isn't that funny? That's our childhood story. Yeah, I have so many. There's so many things that we did that was just crazy, and people today would think that we're insane. But it's funny. It's for you guys' entertainment, so I tell you these funny stories. I love them. I love my childhood stories. They're amazing. We're so uncouth children. We're like little wild animals. We're climbing on the walls and putting footprints, and it was great. Me and my brother destroy a wall carpet by throwing gravy on it when we were small. Oh my god, Christine. See, okay, we're not the only ones. Me and my brother almost burnt down the kitchen. I'll tell you guys that story too. Oh my god. So me and my brother are little. We watched a lot of PBS shows when we were young, public television, and they have all these cooking shows and stuff. That is how I learned how to cook, guys. I learned how to cook from watching public television. It was educational. It really was. It taught me how to cook and survive. And it was just me and my brother, so I had to learn how to cook for him and me. And my mom had all these ingredients and stuff. And I remember having like potatoes and fresh potatoes. And me, I was like 10, 11, 12 at the time. I'm like slicing up potatoes, like cutting potatoes and stuff. And remember, Steve, we were watching the show one time and they were making French fries out of fresh potatoes, because that's how you make French fries. And I was like, this is so cool. I was like, how cool will it be? I said, Steven, let's make some French fries. And so he's like, yeah, let's do it. So like I'm washing the potatoes, like cutting the potatoes, slicing them into little thin little like French fry shapes. And then I got this grease. Like my mom had a big old thing of grease, like Crisco or something, that the oil, the vegetable oil, Crisco wet vegetable oil. So I put it in the pan and I put the French fries, and you know, it's all cooking and good, and like I made French fries. But then like, I don't know what happened. Something happened. We weren't paying attention. We were little kids. We shouldn't be cooking. And there was flames. The grease caught on fire. Like the grease caught on fire. It's like in the back, like the stove. There was wallpaper. It was black. The wallpaper's black, and like there's a big flames coming out of the pot, and we're like freaking out, and we decided to put water on it. The worst thing that you could possibly do is put water on a grease fire. It makes it worse. It spreads. Then there's like these huge flames. And then our neighbor is like outside. He's like knocking on our door. He's like, I see smoke coming out of your house. Get out of the house. Is everything okay? And we're like, no, there's a fire and we're home alone. And he finds some baking powder or something and put baking soda, I think it's baking soda, and puts it on the fire, puts it out. And we're like freaking out and we're like scared. I know, so much. It was like black smoke coming out of the house, and we had the doors open, and we didn't know what to do. It was just me and my brother, and luckily the neighbor across the street was like awesome, and he put it out, and he's like, do I need to call your parents? And we're like, no. It's okay. It's just me and my brother. We'll be good. We'll wait till my mom and dad come home. Yeah, we ran for a door. Yeah. I know. We're like, no, it's okay. We're good. I'm like, the house is almost burnt down, but we're good. So then we wait. And then my dad comes home because my dad always came home first before my mom. And he's like, why does the house smell like smoke? Me and my brother like, we don't know. We're like trying to play it off like we didn't do it. We didn't do anything. And then my dad goes in the kitchen and he's like, "Holy smokes." He's like, "What the heck happened to the kitchen?" He's like, "Your mom's going to kill you." And I'm just like, we're laughing. We're like, we were trying to make French fries, Dad. I know, man. Smoke's billowing out like crazy. Yes, it was just insane. And like my dad's like just shaking his head in like disappointment and just so mad at us. Like he's like, your mom's gonna have a fit. And then my dad's thinking, okay, do I like take the wallpaper off and try to paint this, hide it from our mom, or just like wait till she comes home and just deal with the consequences? I don't even remember. I think she came home and yeah, she's pretty pissed. She's like, "What did y'all do?" I know they shouldn't have left us home, but it wasn't their fault. It was, our sister's fault. They were supposed to watch us. Our two older teenage sisters were supposed to be watching us to prevent this kind of thing from happening because two young children who are like 8 and 11 should not be at home. Or even you were smaller than that. I think you were younger. I don't even know. But we should not have been alone by ourselves. Definitely child services today would like have a fit. Like, but that was what we did, We we were poor and just hanging out, and mom and dad were just trying to work and put food on the table, and me and my brother were just trying to take care of each other because my sisters took off all the time. They wanted to just hang out with their friends, which was cool. They were young and teenagers. That's what, young teenage kids do. They don't want to be home taking care of kids. Not their responsibility. I mean, it was, but not really. Yeah, so the house almost burnt down, and luckily my mom didn't kill us. But yeah, I remember getting spanked pretty, like, heavily. That was one thing. I mean, I don't know how certain people are today with their kid. Well, I should say, I don't like, I don't like spanking, but it's pretty effective. I think spanking is an effective method. Because, man, after getting spanked, you didn't do nothing wrong. You were scared, terrified. My dad put the fear in me to not ever do anything bad. So my whole life, I was terrified. I didn't want to do anything bad. So I was like a good kid because I was scared to death of my father. I was like, okay, I don't want to get my ass beat. He's gonna beat me up if I like do anything bad. But yeah, my dad would take the belt out. Big old thick belt too. It wasn't no thin belt. He had a big thick belt and he'd like spank my ass. If I did anything bad, I got it. And then sometimes my brother would get me in trouble. Yeah, Steven, you'd be like crying like, "Oh, Carla hit me." And then I get it even worse. Now you can just take yeah. Man, yeah. I mean, it's bad. Like kids, yeah, it's pretty abusive. I don't like believe in spanking, but I mean, sometimes they need to light that up, light that booty up if you're gonna be bad. But I don't believe in that. Oh, because my sister tried that method with her kids. We're gonna put you in timeout and sit you in this corner, and you think about what you did. And then the kids would still be bad, and her kids would still be bad, and they would still do bad things, and they didn't listen. They little bad eggs. Well, now you can, yeah, I know. Yeah, but that was that. But yeah, I think I turned out okay. I mean, I got spanked, but it made me stronger. I go through shit. It makes me get strong so I could go through this hurricane and not like endure things. It's not bad. I mean, yeah, I used to like hate it, and I used to be angry at my father for a long time. I was like, God, I hate him. He's such an evil man, and why did he do that to me? And you know, I felt degraded, whatever. But I got over it. I was like, it was. I'm glad they spanked my booty. Oh, it's illegal here? No way to do that. Oh, yeah. See, man. They won't let you beat them baby booties. Yeah, no, people, Americans, like, they take that seriously too. They're all like, no, don't spank the children. Trying to find other methods to avoid that because it's child abuse. But yet we were abused and we turned out okay. I don't know, I turned out okay. Or maybe I'm a little screwy sometimes. My brother did. He got the spanking too. I'm glad they spanked my booty. Oh, you got your oh. You're laughing at me because I said that. Yeah, man, I'm glad they spanked my butt, for real. My dad lit my back porch up, but I never did anything bad. And to this day, I can say that I've never done any drugs. I've never even tried like smoking cigarettes or anything. I've just been that strong-willed of a person that I've never wanted to do that. I've never wanted to try drugs or do it. I mean, I might have wanted to try them because my friends were all trying to push it down my throat. They're like, "Yeah, try this. It'll make you feel good. It's so awesome." And I'm like, "No, no, no. I don't want to do that because I would just I mean, basically like one of my friends, like, I swear she was like a druggie. She had like drug problems, and I didn't want to be like that. I just observing her and how she was, and I told myself, I was like, do you want to be like this person and like just let yourself go through that? I was like, no. I'm like, no, I don't want to do any part of it. So I was strong-willed, and I told them no, I didn't want to do it, so I never did it. And I mean, the only thing I've ever did in my life is like, I mean, I drink every now and then. Like, I'll have 1 or 2 drinks, but that's it. I'm not like out to get like shit-faced, but anyways. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Christine. I know it took a lot, like a lot of life lessons, and just like trying to get through life and trying to get away from the wrong people. I mean, that was another thing too. Like, I used to hang out with this one girl. She was like she was like a close friend. I'd say she was like a sister to me, and I grew up with her when I was younger. From, I don't know, I think I was like I met her when I was 15, because it was another girl that her family was a military family. There's all these military families I made friends with. Her dad was in the military, and he got stationed in our neighborhood, and she went to my school, and you know, she didn't know a lot of people, and I was fortunate, unfortunate to meet her because she was a bad egg, but I became close with her, and we were friends for a long time. And just like as we got older, she started to, like, you know, want to do bad things and be the bad girl. She was the bad girl, and I was the good girl. I'm like the sweet, innocent Carla that everybody always tried to like manipulate me and like make me do bad things. But I was so strong-willed. I was like, no, I do not want to do these bad things. And I kept telling people no. I would just tell them no. I was so like adamant about not doing bad things because that wasn't me. I was not that type of person. I was not going to do bad things and be influenced by other people because I was not weak-willed. Oh, you stopped drinking 7 months ago. That's good. That's good for you. That's good, Christine. What are you saying, Steven? Ma'am. Yeah, so I mean, I was a strong-willed person. I mean, I still am to this day. I try to be a strong-willed person and just like do the right thing. And I did not want to do drugs, and I didn't want to hang around the bad people. But anyways, she was just so bad. Like, I was friends with her for a long time. I want to say like at least 20 years. I was friends with this girl for 20 years, and I just like I was always there for her, and I was her Jiminy Cricket, I guess you could say. I was always trying to not let her make poor decisions and do bad things because I knew what the consequences were, but she was not going to have it. She was that type of person where once she made up her mind she was going to do something, she was just going to do it no matter what. She didn't care about the consequences. She didn't care about anything, and she didn't care who she hurt, and mainly like herself, you know. She was just so destructive. Mike playing on puns today, Star Wars, and he is playing Darksiders. Yeah, he is. Join the dark side. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Mike is. I have my little Kung Fu Panda shirt on today. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm wearing Kung Fu Panda. It's like I haven't worn this shirt yet. I like my shirts. But anyways, back to my toxic friend. Like I was friends with her over 20 years and like she did a lot of bad things. Like she always liked to go out drinking and dancing. I mean, I love to go out dancing and I that was my weekend thing. Like when I was a teenager, I'd go to movies. I'd go dancing because I love to dance and I love music and just like going and swaying, you know. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I just love to do that. It was my thing. Like I love to go to clubs and like have drinks and stuff and hang out with my friends and just dance and oh my god, it was so funny, guys. Like I remember, here's some funny stories when we went out clubbing. Like we would dress nice. We would get all dolled up and everything. And I had my makeup on and everything. And I was a cute little girl back in the day. I mean, I'm still okay cute now, but I think I was prettier back in the day. When I was in high school, I was really skinny. I was like 110 pounds back then. Those were the days. I was banging. But I would go out and me and my friend, I'd go with that crazy girl and she was so wild. Like, she wear these short little dresses and stuff and I mean, I wasn't hanging with that, but I'd wear little tank tops, cute little tank tops and stuff and jeans and go out and like the guys would always be like, hey, what's up? Can we dance with you girls? And we'd be like, yeah, you know, I was always I'd get stuck in the middle of the little like circle. They'd have all these guys around us and I'd be in the middle and, you know, they're all trying to twerk it and whatever. You're banging it. Oh, thanks, Christine. I try. So I'm like in the middle and they're twerking it and I'm just like get banged around. Yeah, man. And then the guys rubbing their, you know, junk on you. I was just like, oh, I don't like that. I didn't like that part. I was just like, okay. I'm like, this is not cool. I'm like, I cannot hang with people trying to rub up on me. That's not that good. I know. I didn't mean it to sound that way, but I was just being honest. That's what the guys were trying to do. They were just like, oh, dancing is an excuse to like rub up on the girls and like, yeah, because girls like this. Yeah, they like it. When you know, no, we don't like that. We do not like to be grinded up on. It's just not cool. I got banged around. Oh God, you better not clip that. You guys, don't be clipping this stuff. Yeah, I was like night at the Roxbury. Steven! We call it quote book. Yeah, I know. I have all these different quotes and things that I say. I'm pretty clever sometimes. Yeah, but I did, man. I was getting banged around like a tennis ball. I was just like... I know, banged around with balls. Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for that emphasis on balls. Half awake. You better wake up, Steve. Hopefully I've woken you up. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like, we just have fun times, and she was always like, and she was the type of girl, like, we went to this one bar that was like, it was called Bar Tampa, and it was an actual bar where the girls could, like, climb up on the bar and, like, dance and stuff. Oh my God, I remember I was so drunk. My friend's like, come on the bar. It's so awesome. We're gonna dance. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like young and stupid. I'm like, I'm up there. I'm dancing. And all of a sudden, I was wearing these heels and I slipped. I slipped and I fell down like off the bar. And I'm lucky I didn't get hurt. Like I didn't hit my head or hit anything or break anything. Because I was drunk, and when you're drunk like that drunk, you don't feel it. Oh, man. You give up. What do you say you give up? I know, man. I slipped and fell off the bar, my stupid ass. I was all like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm like, I'm having a good time. And my friend's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm good. Let's go more. I'm like, let's go again. So I get back up on the bar, and I'm dancing. I'm like, yeah, this is so great. And then, of course, my friend's like, she's just like, this is the best night ever. And I'm like, no, it's not. Because the next morning I felt like crap. And I was all bruised. Oh my God, guys, my legs were like all bruised in my knees and everything where I fell down and I hurt myself, but I didn't know it. But because all that alcohol, I was just like, It was funny though. It was so much fun. And it's just a funny story I could tell now. And I'll tell it to you guys because it's awesome. That's what you get. I know. That's what I get for having fun, Christine. I'll get you to dance on the bar next time you're here. We're gonna dance on the bar. It was awesome. Like we just had fun and we'd walk on the streets because it was like, I mean, where they have like it's like Ybor City where it's like historic, and we would go and hang out on the street and just go walk down the street at night, which is not really safe now. It's not safe there now, but you can't dance. Yes, you can dance. You were dancing to that game. We're playing dance. What was that? Dance Revolution or whatever. Girl, you were dancing. You can dance good. Christine can work it, guys. Christine works her booty. She like gets down. She's like down and up. Yes, you can. Don't be so modest. You totally can do it. Don't be shy. You could do it. She's totally a dancer. She totally is. I love to dance too, but man, it was fun. That night was fun. And then one night we were out, and it was later on when my friend was married. She got married and she had a kid. She ended up having basically this bad girl had like 3 kids. She ended up having 3 kids with this dude. And I always told her, I said, you know what? I'm like, you're like a mom now. I'm like, it's not cool that you go out, like, it's cool that you go out and hang out with me, but I don't think we should go dancing anymore because I knew about the temptations. You know, there's always like hot guys and stuff, and she was a whore. But I felt bad. Oh, that competitor really don't dance. Oh, well, you dance good. I think you dance really well, and I like it. I think you're cool. But yeah, like we would go out, and she's like, no, it's cool. My husband's cool with it. I mean, I was still single at the time, and I was like, I don't know if we should go dancing when you're like a mom and you're married and you shouldn't be out there. I told her, I said, you don't need to be doing this. I could go hang out with my other friends and just go with them, my other single friends. And she's like, no, no, girl. She's like, we're going out. I want to go out. And of course, she would be hitting on guys and making out with guys and doing things that she shouldn't have been doing. And I was just like, God, I'm like, why do you do this? Why do you constantly do this? I'm like, you need to stop and just not do it. And I felt so bad because one night we were out like till 3 o'clock in the morning, and her poor husband's like calling her. And I told her, I said, pick up the phone, tell him where you are so he doesn't worry about you. And of course, her dumbass is like, no. She's like, F him. I don't care. She's like, I'm leaving his ass. We're going to break up. We're getting divorced. And she's like, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. She's like, Carla, don't tell me what to do. She's like, you're not my mother. And I was like, oh. I was like, okay then. I guess I'm not your mother, but I'm the voice of reason. Oh, be right back. Okay, Christine. We'll be here. Yeah, so then like she's all yelling at me, telling me not to be her mom, but I'm sorry, I'm a concerned friend and I care about her, but she was like being all whorish and shit. I was like, I'm not cool with that. I was like, dude, I'm like, you need to talk to your husband, tell him where you are and let him know you're safe. And of course he showed up at my house because I lived at home at the time, and my dad woke up early and he's like, who's at the door? And it's her husband because he's looking for her. And he's like, yeah, she won't call me back. I don't know where she is. And then we were hanging out with some dudes, just doing stuff we weren't supposed to do. And then finally she calls the poor husband and tells him where she is. And I was just like, God, I'm like, I've had it with this crap. I'm like, I can't do this anymore and be her friend and trying to like be the voice of reason and trying to get her to not do these things, and just craziness. It was crazy. And I mean, just so many times, like, I felt like, I was like, she just takes advantage of me and my kindness, because I'm just too nice, and I would always say yes to her, and I would never say no to her. It was like that type of friend where I felt like she was leeching off of me, my positive energy, just like being drained. I was like, man, I just can't do it anymore. So I finally like made the decision after like 20 something years. I was like, dude, I told Mike, I was like, I can't be friends with this girl anymore, and it broke my heart that I had to cut her off. But I told her, I said, you know what, you need to stop this shit. I'm like, you need to get your life together and not play games with people and their emotions and just, I was like, stop it. So I told her, I was like, I'm done, you know, I can't be your, I told her, I said, I can't be your friend anymore because it's breaking my heart and it's hurting me and it's hurting you and you're hurting people and you just need to stop it. So finally she's like, fine. I guess, I don't know, we just stopped talking and like, it was crazy. Like, I was just thinking about her like a while ago and I ended up running into her. I told my brother about it. Steve, remember I told you I ran into her at Taco Bell? We had went to Taco Bell over by my house and we were going to have dinner and lo and behold, I mean, she looks the same. She actually looks awful. She looks worse, like she's been doing drugs or something. And she just looks awful. I saw her and I just gave her like a look, like just approving. Like I was like, please don't talk to me. Look, like I don't want to. So I kind of just ignored her. I did not want to talk to her. I mean, I just can't forgive her because she'd done so many bad things to me. I didn't want to get into detail about that stuff, tell you guys, but yeah, she's done so many bad things to me, and I just couldn't forgive her. I was like, no, I don't want to talk to her. And yeah, she looked at me and then she kind of just walked away. Like she's like, no, she's like, I'm sorry. Yeah. So that was what that was. It was really awkward and uncomfortable. And I told Mike, I said, man, I don't want to go walk into Taco Bell and see her again because it was just so uncomfortable. I mean, it was that long lasting. Like I just I don't know. I want to forgive her, but at the same time, I feel like I can't because of all the bad things that she did to me. Excuse me, it just broke my heart that she would like treat me so crappy after like being friends for 20 years. And yeah, man, she used to like do bad things like trying to think. I swear, like, yeah, one time, oh my god, guys, she was like doing like ecstasy or something with her boyfriend, and we were at this house, and it was people that I didn't know. I was at their house, and I'm just hanging out with them, and her and her boyfriend, they go in the bedroom or whatever doing drugs, and then she came out later. She's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, no, not really. I don't want to be here and I don't want to be in this situation. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. I think I'm gonna leave. And she's like, no, no, don't leave. I need you here. I love you and please stay with me. I need you here. She's like, you sure you don't want to do this with us? It's so cool. And I'm like, no, man, I'm not down. This place is weird. I was like, I felt weird. All these people that I didn't know and they're all getting high and shit and just rubbing on each other. I was like, no, I don't want to be here. And it was uncomfortable. And and then, but she made me stay there. Like, I stayed because I'm her friend and I felt bad. Like, I stayed there for like a couple hours waiting for her to be done with whatever. And then I was like, I gotta go home. And, you know, I just felt weird. I didn't talk to anybody. I just kind of like sat at this table, or I think I sat on the couch. I don't know. I sat at this people's couch, people that I didn't know, and I was just like sitting there, just like, God, help me, get me out of this place. I don't want to be here. It was just so, it was awful. Yeah. No, Christine, not rub me the wrong way. They were like rubbing on each other because ecstasy, it makes you like, stimulates your, what would I say, Mike? Heightens your senses, I guess. So they're like all feeling on each other, making out and like rubbing and, you know, sexual and shit. And it made me uncomfortable. Oh, it was a joke. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a awkward situation. Like, I didn't know how to react. Like, I didn't, I was young then too. I was like a virgin then. I was like, I don't know anything about these things. I'm like, why are they being all like this? You know, I was young and naive and I didn't know anything. I was just like, I felt so like, it was weird. It was scary. It was scary and it was weird. It was a bad place. I didn't want to be there. And it was just one thing I'll never forget. I was like, God, I'm like, why, you know, why would my friend do this to me and leave me in this situation? And it was just awful. And, but yeah, that was bad. That was one of the bad things. I didn't appreciate that day at all. And then one time, God, man, her and her brother would always get in fights, like fist fights and stuff. Like, her brother was violent. My friend's brother was violent and abusive. And I remember one time we were like driving in the car, and it was like he was driving like her car. It was like a stick shift. She's sitting in the passenger side. He's driving. I was sitting in the back seat. We like picked him up from his job, and they're arguing, and we're driving down the road, and I'm in the back seat like, okay, you know, it's cool. We're driving home, and they just get in this argument, just out of nowhere. They just get in an argument, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, these things are not cool. I'm like, we're gonna crash. This is scary. And he freaking like yells at her and like hits her, and she's like, oh, you're gonna hit me, mother effer. And then they like start hitting each other, and they're like driving and hitting each other, and I'm like in the back seat, and I'm like freaking out, like, oh my god, we're gonna die. He like grabs her arm, twists it, pop, and we hear a pop. He like broke her freaking arm. He broke my friend's arm, and I witnessed that like in front of me, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, what the hell. So we're like freaking out after that. Like he pulls over and he's like yelling at her. He's like, you stupid bee, you stupid bee. He's like, this is what you effing get. He's like, you shouldn't like yell at me and tell me this and that. And she's all like, you're stupid, I'm gonna tell dad. It was just crazy. And then we had to call her dad, or we called her dad, and he's all like freaking out. He's like, we gotta take her to the emergency room because he broke her arm. And then and then her dumb brother's like, he's like asking her, he's like, can you drive a stick shift? After he broke her arm, he's asking her if she could drive the stick shift car. I was like, no. And then he's asking me, can I drive? I was like, I can't drive stick. I'm like freaking out. So then like he's like, fine. So then he's like, get in the car. So then we get in the car with her crazy brother that just broke her arm. He drives us home to her her house, and then her dad's like, why didn't you just take her to the hospital? So then like they leave and they take her to the hospital, and then I go, he's like, it's okay, Carla, she's fine. Because I'm like thinking, does she need me to be there, go with her? And her dad's like, no, it's okay, just go home. And I'm just like freaking out. I'm like, I just witnessed something that no person should witness, someone breaking someone else's arm. I'm like, I'm sorry, but it was very traumatic and like scary. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, this is just unbelievable. I mean, I'll never forget the sound that made, and just like being there and experiencing that. It was just awful. It was awful. So then like I call her the next day and see how she's doing, and she's like, yeah, my effing brother, you know, he's such a piece of it. And she's like, yeah, he broke my arm. And he's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, are you okay? You know, I mean, you got your arm broken. She's like, yeah, I gotta get it cast and get it, you know, just wear that for a while. But I don't know. She's always had like bad things happen to her, and I think it's just karma. I mean, I believe in karma. Bad things do happen to people if you're, you know. Yeah, her brother's a dirtball for real. He's definitely getting what he deserves, I guess, because he's not doing so great either. I don't think, last I heard. But still, man, it was just awful. I mean, yeah, she's a bad person, but she didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve her arm to get popped. It was awful. Sorry, guys. I went to a dark place. Hey, it's Darksiders. We're playing Darksiders, Dark Stories. Yeah, hopefully that wasn't too scary for guys. But, I mean, it's life. It's a part of life. Bad things happen, good and bad. That was definitely a bad thing that I experienced, and hope that nobody ever has to experience anything like that. Oh, we all have dark sides. Yeah, definitely we do. We all do have dark sides and demons and stuff. Hopefully we can get through it. Mike, take a deep breath, and you got this. Oh, she believes in you. Christine believes in you. I know. Are you having problems? I'm sorry, guys. I've been jabbering on. I wasn't even really paying attention to the game. Just too much on my mind. Yeah, I know, with the hurricane and all. Yeah, it was crazy. Let me think. What else? Stories, my crazy friend. She's nuts. She really was nuts. She was crazy. I remember one time, like, when we were younger and living in my own neighborhood, she lived like a couple miles down from me. She could walk to my house. It was like a couple miles. It was just a quick walk. And I remember one morning, like, I woke up and I heard somebody banging on my front door, like banging, like really loud. And I was like, what the hell's going on? So I go to the front door and it's her. And she's like scared. And she's like, please let me in. Please let me in. My brother's chasing me. I said, what? What do you mean your brother's chasing you? And she told me, she's like, yeah, he's chasing me with a knife. And I was like, holy crap. I was like, get in the house. So I locked the door and everything. And she's like, yeah. She's like, my brother threatened me with a knife and he's trying, because my parents aren't home. And she's like, he's like chasing me with this knife and I don't know what to do. So I didn't know where to go. So I came here. She's like, because I feel safe. I was like, yeah, you can always come to my house and, I'll take care of you. So, oh, why? You're done? Oh, okay. You guys want to have story time with me? I can do IRL. I mean, I basically kind of am. Yeah, I know it is horrible, Christine. Yeah, but it's a that was things that happened to me in my life. Hey guys, I'm bigger. I'm bigger now. Bigger cam. Now you can see my shirt. You guys can kind of see it. Kung Fu Panda. I like Poe. Poe's awesome. Yeah. Alright, now it's like Darksiders slash IRL Carla. I'll probably only talk for a little while longer. Man, I know. If you guys have any stories, please feel free to let me know your stories. Because I have plenty of stories. I've had a lifetime of crazy things happen to me. My goodness. Oh, yeah. Speaking of crazy, I used to have this one ex-boyfriend that was super crazy and nutty. But I thought he was cool. He was from New Zealand, actually. So I was attracted to his New Zealand accent because I loved it. I was like, man, it's so hot. And he was okay looking, but I just really loved that accent. I was like, he could talk to me all day long. And I was like, I dated him for a little while. And like, he was just kind of really possessive, I guess you could say. Yeah, I dated the possessive New Zealand dude. He like he wanted to know like where I was all the time, who I was with, where I was going, and I had to call him and let him know where I was going and stuff. It was crazy. And one night, it was like late, and it was like 12 o'clock at night, and my dad's sleeping, and I was gone. I don't know. I was gone somewhere. I think I was with my friends or something, and he was like banging on my front door, and my dad like wakes up, goes to answer the door, and my dad's like, who the hell is banging on my front door? And it's my ex-boyfriend. He's like, is Carla here? And my dad's like, no, she's not here. He's like, what are you doing here? Why are you at my house? And he's like, I have to talk to her and I needed to see her. And keep in mind, this guy lived like 40 minutes away from my house. So he drove 40 minutes, like midnight, to get to my house, to knock on my door to find me. And I was not there. And it was funny. My dad's like, "You need to get the hell off my property, and or else I'm gonna call the cops on you." And he's like, "No, sir, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." He's like, "I was just upset, and I need to talk to your daughter." But man, he was psycho. I did not want to talk to him, and I wanted to break up with him. And thankfully, like we broke up, and he moved away into another state, which was great. But yeah, that dude he was unstable for sure. He had a lot of mental issues, and it was like kind of like abusive, but nothing like bad. But I mean, just one time, like we, I was stupid enough to like move out and like move in with this idiot because I thought I was in love, and it was just infatuation or whatever. And I barely made it like a month, like living in this apartment with this dude, and like I tried to leave like the apartment and like he pushed me down on the bed. He's like, "You're not going anywhere." And I said, "What? What do you mean I'm not going anywhere?" He's like, "Just what I said. You're not leaving." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "This is not cool." It was like really scary, and he was stronger than me because he was like a muscle dude. And I was like, "Dude, I need to leave." I was like, "I really want to go home." And he's like, "No." He's like, "You're not leaving." He's like, "You're staying right here with me." So I was like, okay. But luckily, I mean, nothing bad happened. Like, thank God nothing happened, but I didn't know. I was like so scared. I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna do? Is gonna, something bad, really bad happen. But I just like, I was like, okay. After that, like, I packed my stuff up and I said, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm gonna tell the leasing people we're gonna break that contract. I signed a stupid year lease, so I had to pay money. And of course, my parents, they were dicks. Like, honestly, they were dicks. They wanted me. They're like, oh well, you're living on your own now, and you can be responsible. And I'm like, I just broke up with the psycho guy, and I have to pay like $3,000, which was like ridiculous. And I mean, luckily at the time I had a good job. I was working at IBM, and I did tech support and stuff, and I was making good money, and I could pay for it. I just had to work really hard to like save that money, and I paid it off. Because my dad told me, he's like, you know what, Carla, he's like, this is going to teach you a lesson to not do foolish things like this. And he's like, we're not going to help you if you're going to do it by yourself. So I was like, damn, this sucks. I'm like, my parents are like hardcore, like they made me do it. So I paid it off, and I just got away, and I was glad that I got away because I was like, man, I don't want to deal with that abusive crap. Like, I'm not down with that. And luckily, I'm glad he moved away to another state because I was scared. I'm like, oh my God, this guy gonna follow me, or is he gonna like try to hurt me? And I had already had that scare where I was like, oh my God, he's gonna rape me or something. I'm like, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Luckily, like, he just wanted me to not leave and not do anything. But it was an experience that I hope that no one has to experience that. It was really scary. Oh, yeah, that was that. Man, this is like a good therapy session. Just let it out. And I'm just happy to hang out with you guys. Man, it sucks that Mike didn't want to. I guess he was getting mentally exhausted from playing the game. So I apologize, guys, that he didn't want to play. Mike decided to not play the game anymore and me just do IRL, I guess, for the rest of the stream for a little bit. But thank you for hanging out with me. How's it going out there, Mike? How's the weather? How's it looking? He's by the window. Is scary? Is it dark outside? Windy? Really windy. So I guess it's really windy outside. But we're okay so far. We still have power and stuff. So God willing, we'll get through it. And oh lordy, I hope I haven't bumped you guys out too much. My stories, my crazy stories that I've had from my life. Just a little small smidgen of my life. 37 years of craziness, ups and downs. But stuff happens. Yeah, man, I just like the saddest thing, and I don't want to talk about that. I was going to talk about my aunt passing, but that was a while ago. That was a long time ago, 20 something years ago. Yeah, she like passed away. My aunt was actually, I will talk about her because I love that lady so much. She was amazing. She was an amazing person and human being, and she taught me to be humble and have humility and just being an awesome person. And I guess I mean that's how I get like some of my, I guess I would say, my attributes and just pieces of me is from her, because she was such an amazing person that she was always there for people, and she would always help people, and no matter what, she would be there. And she helped my mom a lot. That's what hurt my mother the most, and it kind of broke my mom a little bit, was that she lost her best friend. Like, her sister was her best friend, and she was so close to her, and she helped her a lot. Like, she helped my mom when my mom first came here, because my mom didn't have anything, and she gave her a place to stay, and she helped her get jobs and work. And she was kind of like her translator. She was bilingual. She could speak Korean and speak English, so she would help my mother out a lot and explain things to her, because my mom speaks English, but there's certain things that she doesn't understand because the English language is so like crazy and complicated. So my mom struggles sometimes with words, and I'll help her out too when I can, and I'll explain things to her, because that's one thing too. Like, I don't like it when, I mean, I'll tell you guys about another story about something that happened to her that really irritated me. This person was really ignorant, and my mom didn't understand because she doesn't speak English that well, and she didn't understand that they were kind of being degrading and demeaning to her. But it really pissed me off. But Yeah, my aunt would help her a lot, and she was a really good, kind, gentle person, loving person, the most loving person that you ever would meet. I mean, I'm really sad that she is not here anymore. But sorry, I'm gonna try not to cry because she was just such an amazing person, and she helped me to become the person that I am today. But okay, anyways, sorry guys. But I'll always remember her. She was great. She's a really great person, and it was sad that she got she had cancer in her yeah, her ovaries. She had cancer in her ovaries, and it just took her away. She didn't last that long, not even like a year. And I got to see her. I mean, we went through everything. She had to go through chemo and all that, and that was like the hardest thing that I had to deal with, like in my life, was seeing somebody that I love go through that. But it made me stronger, and we got through it. But the worst was like my mom. She was like destroyed after that because she lost her best friend. And but I try to be there for my mother, and I try to help her out. I mean, that's another thing. She was so stubborn. She didn't want to like come over to my house. Thanks, Mike. After being this damn hurricane and everything going on, I tried to like get her out of her house, but my mom refused. She told me no, she didn't want to leave her house. But anyways, I mean, I was just happy that, my aunt was in my life, and she helped my mom and did, a lot of stuff for us, and just a very loving, caring person. That it sucks that she's not here, but she's still here in my heart, and she helps me to make better decisions and be a better person and just like help people and just do things. And that's why, I always like want to help you guys and do things and just be a good person, because it's better to be a good person than have evil in your heart. And I don't know, Mike kind of gets kind of selfish sometimes, and that's what I don't like. I don't like it when people are selfish and they don't think about other people, because I always do. I always think about other people and their feelings and how they feel. And some of the time Mike's just, he'll say things like, "Oh, who cares? They don't care or whatever, or it's okay, Carla. Don't let that get to you." But I mean, it does. Like, certain things get to me because I care about what other people think and how they feel and their feelings to me. I always put other people's feelings first before my own. I mean, they could be mean to me and whatever, but I always think about them first. And it's crazy. It's been a journey. I'll definitely say that my life has been a journey, and I'm still learning and still going through life and trying to get through it. Mike's doing a little dance right now. Just be thankful, Mike. Be thankful that we're here. I'm thankful that we're still here right now, and it's cool. But anyways, I should talk about something happy. Man, I really need some more drink, Mike. Could you get me some more peach drink if possible? I drank all my drink. Man, I've been talking for a while with you guys. I mean, I don't mind it. I like it. I like hanging out with you guys because you guys are awesome. Oh man, yeah, I can be emotional sometimes. I try not to be. Anyways, man, Christine, how's your day going, girl? I hope you're having a good day today. I don't know. Steven, are you still here? Did you go? He left. Oh, it's okay. Well, whoever's still here, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for. Oh, peach juice, please. Thank you. Peach juice! Yeah. Oh, man. It's gonna be good. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Do 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 do. Do do do. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I'll love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. All right, there's a little singing. I like to sing sometimes. I'm okay at it. I have to practice, lots of practice. I sing a lot in the car, in the shower. I do. You know what's funny? I'll sing in the car, and sometimes like when people or I stop and there's a car next to me, and I look over to make sure they're not looking at me, and I'm singing, and then I'm like I get quiet, and then when they leave, then I start singing again out loud, because I get nervous. I'm like, man, I don't want people staring at me when I'm singing, thinking I'm like this crazy girl in her car, just like singing and dancing and being silly and goofy, but this is something that I like to do. Oh, thanks, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mm. Oh man, that's good. I love peach juice. Peach juice is so good. I like any kind of juice, really. Juices are awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, we need to talk about something happy. I'm sorry, guys. I hope I didn't bring you guys down for the day. I just, some things, I'm really emotional. Things just get to me. I try to not let things get to me, but sometimes they do. And this weather, hopefully, I'm hoping that things will get better and it will just pass us by and we'll just have lots of rain and that'll be it. And just lots of wind. Right now it's like really windy outside. I've tried to take the dogs out and we have a grill outside still, but we were trying to decide what to do with that. But I told Mike, I said just leave it, whatever. And his concern is if the winds pick up, it could like go through the fence or like hit something else. But man, oh my God, yeah, my neighbor behind me, she's like freaking crazy. This lady, like she's got to be like in her 40s or something, but she parties like there's no tomorrow. That's one thing that I don't. I mean, I'm cool. It's okay to party late, but like not at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I just or on a Sunday. Sometimes I don't know. Saturdays, Sundays. Sometimes they're just like really inconsiderate, and they will like party out there on their patio, which is like my house, like my room is on the back of the house and their patio's right there, so I can hear all the noises and them partying and their music all loud and they're drinking and just having a good time and being all loud and shit. I mean, I'm all about having fun and like partying, but be considerate to your neighbors and don't like be up all hours of the night. I feel like sound like an old person. Don't be up all hours of the night, like screaming and yelling and hootenanning and God knows what else is going on over there. But they always keep me up, and I'm like, God, I just can't sleep. And like, and her stupid self, like, they haven't board all the people in our neighborhood. They've like boarded up all the windows in their house, and she's like the only house. Well, only there's a couple more that she didn't board up her house, and I'm like thinking, okay, does she not know that there's a freaking hurricane coming? It's gonna like there's gonna be debris and everything flying around and like go through her windows. But maybe she'll deserve it. I don't know. She's pretty evil. She was like giving Mike had his friend like helping. They're putting these steel beams up over the windows, and she's like glaring at them across over the fence, like staring at them, giving them dirty looks. And I'm like, man, I hate her though. She's really evil. Like when I first moved in to my house, we've only lived in this house maybe like 2 years, right? Yeah, 2 years in December it'll be that we've lived in this house. I mean, we were like fortunate enough to like be able to like build our first house. And it's just crazy. Like I moved in and like I saw her and she has 2 kids and she's like a single mom or something, but she's got this dirtball boyfriend that like goes over there and like her parents live with her too, which I don't understand how they can party with the parents there, this older couple, the man and the woman. And like she came outside and she saw me because we would check on the progress of our house every day because that was cool. If you build a house, you get to check on the progress of your house. So I was like, this is cool, and I was like nice and friendly, like I always am. I was like, hey, I was like, hi, we're your neighbors. We're gonna be your neighbors, and we just moved in. We're gonna be moving in soon. And she's like, oh, so this is your house? That's cool. And and then she's like, "Oh, welcome to the neighborhood, whatever." And like then she walks off. Like she didn't even she wasn't like bye or nothing. She just like she was just like basically like, "Oh, I'm done talking to you and you don't exist and I have better things to do," and walked off to her house. I was like, "That's so effing rude." I was just like, "Okay." So I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. I was like, "Okay, this is first meeting." But for me, I don't know, for me, first impressions are really important. I'm like, when you meet people, you should be courteous and like kind to them and not be an a-hole. And she was a total a-hole, I thought. I was just like, she's so rude. I thought from the get-go, I was like, I am not going to get along with this lady because she's so rude and evil. And which was true because now she's just like a super uber itch. And so like she walks back to her house and then I walk back and I was just telling Mike, I'm like, man, I'm like, I met that lady and I mean her kids look like they're unruly too. And sure enough, yeah, they're little a-holes too. Like they have a swimming pool and every freaking like the summer, like the whole summer, they've been doing cannonballs all loud, and my dogs like don't like it. They like freak out because they don't. I mean, I don't know. We don't have kids, so George and Maggie like freak out when they hear kids like screaming and stuff. And it's not like, I mean, it's one thing to be a kid and like scream and have fun and stuff, but these kids are like obnoxious, like screaming like they're bloody murder, like screaming like ah, 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 like they're getting killed or something. It's like so loud. And I'm like, and then I want to tell Mike, I'm like, man, I wish we could say something to her. Like, it'd be nice if she'd tell her kids, hey, settle down. The neighbors can hear you. Don't be respectful to the neighbors and don't be screaming all over the place like crazy little animals, wild animals running around. But no, these kids are like demons. They're like, "Ah, ah." They're like, yeah, let's go do more cannonballs. And they're so loud and just water and everything. I just like, ugh, it just drives me insane. And I'm like, I can't say anything. I'm just like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm like, I don't want to say anything. Just let that lady just raise her kids because they're her kids. But they're so freaking loud. I just feel bad for my dogs when they go outside because they're just trying to go use the bathroom and then the kids are screaming and yelling and then my dogs freak out. They're like, "What's that noise? Why are the kids screaming?" And it's just awful. They're awful people. I don't like them. And then like and then one time like I was blasting my music because I have music that I just blasted. I was like, "I'll teach that lady." Let it go, let it go. Yeah, Mike, I wish I could let it go. I want to kick her ass, really. I don't like that lady. She's so rude and mean. And she always gives me dirty looks. And I mean, before she would wave, like behind the fence or whatever, and I was like being nice and I'd wave back. But then I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't like you. I don't want to wave to you. Like keeping me up late at night, just being evil. And then her boyfriend, oh, he's such a dirtball, guys. Like one day, me and Mike are doing yard work, and there's like trees outside. Like each house has like tree. There's down the sidewalk. There's like a row of trees, and we're responsible for the trees. Like we have to trim them ourselves. And Mike was outside trimming our trees. There's the little trees, but their trees are a little more mature because her house has been there for like 6 years or something. So she ain't going nowhere. Unfortunately, I wish she would move, but she had her well the boyfriend was there. He's like our age. He's like 30 something and he was there and I know he was there cuz he was on the patio on his laptop and hanging out by the pool just getting some sun or whatever. He's a big douche. And the poor old man is outside and it was hot as hell that day. It was so hot. He had this ladder, but the ladder wasn't tall enough. His ladder wasn't tall enough. So he had this short ladder. He's like trying to trim this big tree, medium sized tree. And he's an older man. He's like retired, military. And he's like trying to trim this tree. And I felt bad. I told Mike, I said, please go out there, go ask that man if you need help, because we had a bigger ladder. I said, go take your ladder over there, go help him, trim the tree, because that piece of crap douchebag is out there on the patio just having beers and doesn't want to help that poor man when his ass should be out there on that ladder cutting the dang tree. I mean, I'd be out there too. I bring Mike water and stuff because it was hot, but I told him, I said, please go ask that man for help, if he needs help and go help him. Cause I was thinking, oh my God, I was thinking the worst. I'm like, poor old man is going to fall off the ladder and like get hurt or something. And I was like, he don't need to be doing that. And the tree was like, it's like an awkward size. So he had to like definitely have a taller ladder to go up there and trim the top of it. Cause there was no way he was going to trim it. He's all trying to trim it with like one of those, what was that, pole saw thing or something? I don't know what he had. We have like electric trimmers and stuff. I was like, dude, I was like, go help him do that. And freaking that poor old man. But yeah, Mike asked him if he needed help, but he was like, no. But I mean, did he take the ladder at least? He didn't. He just did it. Yeah, so poor old guy, poor grandpa is out there cutting this tree by himself, and the young piece of crap is on the porch drinking beers and getting drunk. It irritated me so bad. I was like, God, I'm like, that guy is such a douchebag. He never helps. And then the poor grandpa's out there cutting the grass by himself. And, Michael be nice. Like, we have, our yards like connect. So sometimes Michael mow his yard a little bit if it's over our side. He'll mow it just to be nice to help and around the trees. Mike just does that out of the kindness of his heart. And I told him too, I was like, you do it. I was like, you help that grandpa. You help him as much as we can. Cause man, I don't see her out there. She doesn't help. She don't do yard work. And I don't know, poor grandma. She stays in the house a lot. And yeah, the dirtball boyfriend, he's always there, just chilling, like getting drunk and being loud and obnoxious. I swear he like checks me out sometimes too. It makes me feel uneasy. Like how I'll be taking the dogs out, and I swear he like looks over the fence, like all creepy, like hey, what's up, girl? And I'm like, especially, and he's got his dirtball friends over a lot too. I hurry up and get back in the house. I'm like, I'm not down for that. I don't want to be like, I definitely don't want to be like a object. I'm like, it makes me feel gross. Like, I feel gross when the neighbors, I'm like, all the neighbor dudes checking me out. I'm like, it makes me feel creepy. But yeah, but I mean, he definitely needs to help that lady's her father, because that poor old man, he looks like he's like in his 80s or something. I don't know. He's out there doing yard work, and the young people are in the house just like chilling and getting drunk and drinking wine and beer, and it just irritates me. I'm like, they need to help that poor man and help him do the yard work. Because me and Mike, we do our own yard work most of the time, but I mean, we did hire a lawn service to do the front of the yard because it was getting too much. Because it's just too hot outside. And we have a good sized yard. But yeah, it's just we try to help our neighbors and help that guy because he definitely needs help because the young douchebag boyfriend ain't gonna help the poor grandpa. Yeah, I swear, that guy's a douche, and they're always grilling and stuff and just like being loud and obnoxious. I hate it. I mean, it's not bad. People they're living their lives and that's just what they do. But at least be respectful to your neighbors and don't be a douche. I don't know, just those kids too, man. Her kids are so. Ugh, I just hate it when they're doing those cannonballs and being all loud, screaming all the time, and then my dogs get all crazy. That's a joy. I mean, she's the only neighbor. My neighbor behind me, she's the only neighbor that I dislike and that I don't want to deal with. And but our neighbor next door, like next door to us, directly next door, he's a really cool guy. He's a contractor for the military or something. We have a lot of military people in our neighborhood, which is awesome. They're really cool. Across the street, these people like they have this cool like English bulldog. He's like all white and he's got like these beige like little spots on him. I forget what his name. I think what was his name? Sarge or something. I don't know. That dog's cool. He's a really cool dog. I was just like English bulldogs are the best too. They're so cute. They always look like they're drooling. Because one of my sister's friends had one. He was cute. Oh, his name was Tuffy. My friend's dog was named Tuffy. He was so cute and stocky. I like how bulldogs are all stocky and they have their little arms and they're just so cute. Yeah, there was something wrong with his bark. He barked like a bird or something. But he was so cute, but I felt bad. Tuffy fell off of his bed and Tuffy hurt his back or something and he had to get back surgery for the poor dog. I don't know if he's ever been the same, but I haven't seen him since then. But he was such a cute English bulldog. English bulldogs so cute. Any kind of bulldogs are cute. I like French bulldogs too. They're super cute. Their little ears. And my little rat terriers with their big old ears. I love them too. I love all animals and dogs. Man, I remember when I was younger, I used to want to get a yellow lab because I thought the puppies, I still think the puppies are so cute and adorable. They're all fluffy and soft little yellow fur. Oh, I love them. Love puppies. And I remember one time, oh, this was funny, like the kids down the street, like they had cats and there was we always had like feral cats that would like live in my mom's bushes. So and they always would have kittens and stuff just running around. There's always little kittens running around. And I remember one time there was one cat that liked me and it stuck around because I fed it. And my mom's like, no, we don't need animals. You don't need to have. Oh, yeah, that was one thing. My mom didn't really like us to have pets growing up. My dad got me he got me two guinea pigs when I was younger. Oh man, that was the coolest pet. I love my little guinea pigs. I named it was George and Sarah. I named my guinea pigs George. My guinea pig was George. The boy was George, and the female one was Sarah. Sarah was really little, and George was huge. He was a like, fat little guinea pig. He was like brown and white, tan and white. He was tan and white, and I think yeah, and Sarah was tan and white too. And she was so little. She was so small and cute. And my dad had built me like this big cage. He made it out of like wood and chicken wire, and then I had newspapers on the bottom, and they lived out on the back patio outside because my mom didn't want the pets in the house for some reason. She was all anti-pet. She was crazy little Asian. She's like, no, I don't want pets in the house. So I didn't get to keep my guinea pigs inside, but they were outside. I don't even know how they survived. They were outside, and I fed them carrots and stuff and veggies, and George got really big. He was like this big, like he was this big, guys. Like, but before, like, yeah, before I had to get rid of him, my mom made me get rid of him. She doesn't like anything that looks like a rodent. So since they are related to the little mice, mouse, and rats and stuff, my mom was like, nope. She's like, you need to get rid of George, and I was like heartbroken. I was like, I don't want to get rid. Well, mostly like, and then Sarah like passed away. Well, what happened was we had this. My dad had split the cage because they were girl and boy. There was a big old 2 inch like piece of wood, plywood that he put between the cage, and George chewed like through. He chewed a big hole through the through the plywood to get to Sarah because he was like happy and excited. He loved Sarah and he wanted to mate with her. And for some reason, I don't know, George like smothered her or something, and it was sad. Like one morning, I went to go check on them and feed them, and I looked in the cage, and she was not moving. She was like dead, and I was heartbroken. I'm like, man, I'm like, no, little Sarah, like she like was dead. I was like, she's not moving. I'm like, I told my dad, I said, Dad, I was like, my guinea pig's dead, I think, 'cause she's not moving. And he's like, he went to look and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, she's dead. And but George was alive and he was wandering around. He was walking around and chilling, and so I buried her in the backyard, and then like my mom's like, "Well, I think you need to get rid of George." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "George is my pet." I'm like, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? Why would you make me do that?" And my mom's like, "No, I don't think you need to take care. You don't need that animal." And so what happened was like George went to this school. He became a classroom pet. Like my cousin had this class where they had pets, and he was like, "Oh, you need to get rid of your guinea pig." He's like, "I'll take George," and I was kind of sad. I was reluctant. I'm like, "Man, I don't want George to go be in a classroom," but I was like, "I guess so, because he'll be inside and he'll get taken care of, hopefully." So I don't know whatever happened to George, but George became a classroom pet. He became a pet in the classroom, so hopefully he has had a good life as a guinea pig there. But it was sad. I really miss my little Sarah. She was so sweet. And then, man, we had lots of pets. I think we never had hamsters. I had a couple. Well, I had 3 dogs. We had one dog. Well, it was crazy. My dad like had built this outside kennel, and I had an American bulldog. He was like all white. His name was Bruno. That was my dog. Like me growing. He was a puppy when I was a baby, so I pretty much grew up with that dog. But we kept him outside, which was like really crazy. It was deplorable. The conditions were awful. I don't know how my mom and dad like raised that dog. I don't. He survived. He lived for a long time. He lived outside, just like in this cage, this big metal cage thing that my dad built with like concrete metal, and he had his little doghouse out there, and we fed him, and my sister fed him, and like gave him water and stuff, and Bruno got big, like I don't even know. He was probably like 15 pounds or more. He was a big dog. 20, 25, I don't know, 30 pounds. He was a big dog. He was big as me. Yeah, maybe 40, 50 pounds. I don't know. Bulldogs get big. But he was an American bulldog and he was like awesome. Everybody was scared of Bruno. And anytime anybody got close to me, like, yeah, he was real protective of me. Like, I remember my dad said when I was little, I was playing and Bruno was by me, and my dad was gonna, I don't know, I think they were gonna spank me or something, and Bruno wouldn't let my dad get close to me. He's like, "Nuh-uh." He's like, he protected me. He didn't want my dad to like hurt me. So that dog was cool, and he passed away. Yeah, when I was in my teens, and then we had got another dog, and that dog, I don't know, we didn't know how to take care of animals back then. It was sad. And then my mom's like, nope, no more pets, no more dogs, no more nothing. So we didn't have any animals for a while. Actually, for a long while, I didn't get any animals for a long, long, long time past. Because even when Mike met me, he's like, didn't y'all have dogs? I was like, not since I was little. I had not had a dog since I was little, or at least in my teens. Like when I was like 12, 13, I think, when Bruno passed away. But yeah, I was just like, I was sad. I was like, man, I miss my dog. And I told Mike, I was like, I really want a dog. Like, I love dogs so much. And my mom just refused to have any dogs after Bruno. She didn't want to have animals. And she's like, no, not in the house. Dogs should not be in the house. I said, yes, dogs should be in the house. They're part of your family. And they're not like, they're not just animals. And that's what I don't like too. A lot of people are like, animals have no souls and they're just animals. And that, no, I refuse to believe that. Animals are like people. They're similar to us. They have feelings, they have emotion, because they express it differently, but they do. I mean, my dogs do. They're very expressive, like their emotions. And I know Maggie gets mad at me sometimes. She'll try to nip at me when she's mad at me or bite me. But she has her moments, or she'll be grumpy and tired. She don't want to wake up in the morning, but they do. They're like little people, and they do have souls just like we do. They're lovable and very loving and just so affectionate. Unconditional love. I love it. My animals are they're my world. They really are my world, and I don't know what I would do without them. But I love them so much. Dogs are awesome. Dogs are amazing. Cats too, you know. I mean, I'm not really a cat person, but they have little feelings and emotions too. They're lovable when they want to be. I mean, that's one thing that I didn't like. We have an office cat, like Lucky. His name is Lucky, and I don't know. I told you guys the story, but I'll tell it again. Like he really was lucky. We named him Lucky because he was found in a mulch truck. This one girl, her husband owned this mulching company, and they found this kitten in the back of this truck, in the mulch truck, because they were trying to figure out, they kept hearing meows, like little meows, and they were trying to figure out where it was coming from, and then they looked in the truck and they found the cat just like sitting there. Because I guess apparently, I mean, he was the only one that survived, because there was other kittens that didn't survive. He was the last cat, little baby kitten, that survived, so they called him Lucky. They're like, he's lucky because he survived that. And so our previous office cat that we had for like a long time, I want to say like 6 or 7 years or longer, on Tabby. I don't know how long we had Tabby. Tabby was like an orange cat. He was so sweet and nice too. He was a nice office cat. I missed him, but he passed away. And so the owner was kind of sad, and he after that, after Tabby, he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get another cat. But then they found Lucky, so Lucky became our new office cat. He's like black and white. He's kind of lovable, but he's mischievous too, and he pulls like pranks on people. He'll climb on top of the cubicles and like jump down on people's desks and like scare the bejesus out of you. Or sometimes he'll crawl on the keyboard and not let you type and not let you work. So he's a little terror. I call him the office terror. But luckily he's not in my side. I mean, we have two separate buildings. I'm in the mailroom, and it's my whole building to myself with the little travel agent guy. And he's on vacation now, so it's mostly just me now by myself, so it's nice. But the other building is where Lucky, like, that's his domain. He just hangs out there, and I mean, I'm usually like allergic to cats. That's another reason why I don't have cats too, because I'm allergic. But I mean, I'm okay with him because I'm not over there that much in that building, so I don't. I don't break out in hives or anything. But it's only like if he rubs on me or something or licks me, then yeah, I think I break out. So I try to avoid him a little bit. But he now I think he wants to be my friend, guys. And Lucky will like get on his back and he just like goes on his back and he has his paws up and he's like pet my belly. And I'm scared though, 'cause this cat, man, you go to pet his belly, he'll like he'll turn his head and like bite you 'cause he's a little butthole. So I try to avoid that. I'm like, I don't want to get scratched and bit by Lucky, but he's a good cat too, though. He's very lovable and he is affectionate, and I mean, he has his moments where he will let you pet him, and he's cool. So I'll pet him sometimes, and I'll say hey. I'm like, what's up, Lucky? So then, and one time he chased me around the office. I'll never forget that day. I was busy doing something. I was in a hurry and I was rushing around in the building, in the other building, and I had some paperwork or something in my hands, and I saw Lucky in the hallway, at the end of the hallway, and I'm thinking, what is this cat doing? He like comes at me, like charges at me and like is running towards me like he's going to jump on me, and I freak out. I'm like scared. So then I run, but he chases me. Like he chased me around the whole office building. And I was like, God, I'm like, this cat is so fast and scaring the hell out of me. He scared me so bad. I'm running around the building and this little black and white cat's chasing me, and everybody's looking at me like, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, Lucky's chasing me, scaring me. So then like I hid in one of my friend's offices and I closed the door and she's like, what's going on? I said, the cat's chasing me and he's evil. And she's like, oh, Lucky's at it again. I was like, yeah. So I had to wait for him to walk past me. Then I opened the door and then I left. I was like, man, let that cat get me. But it was crazy. That was an experience that day. It was nuts. Cat is nuts. He's bonkers. And then, man, that cat, yeah, he is something else. But I'm happy I come home. My two little dogs, they're always happy to see me every day. That's like the best thing. Animals are great. I really love animals. I like turtles and dogs, and I like little kittens. Kittens are cute. And man, any other little furry, small little animal. Awesome little squirrels. Squirrels are so cute too. And bears, little bears, and penguins. I love the penguins. Ugh, penguins are the best. They're so cute and lovable. Penguins are really the best animals. They're so loving and they're great parents and they take care of their little babies and they endure a lot. God, man, they go months sometimes without eating and they wait for their mates to go get food and bring it back to them and then to feed them and the babies while they take care of the babies. And sometimes it's the mothers, I think, it's a mother penguin that goes out and she goes to get the fish to go fishing, and then she'll bring it back, and it's the males, the fathers will watch the eggs, the little baby penguin eggs, and wait for the mothers to return, and then they take turns and then they'll go get food. It's really cool how they like work together as a team, and I think that's why I really love penguins, and they mate for life. They're like little life partners. They're so sweet. And it's cool. It's really cool. I like the story. Like, I mean, they really do. Like, the male penguins they'll go and find like a little pebble, and then they find this little rock and they give it to their mate. And it's like a little ring or something. They're just like, I got this pebble for you. It's just so cute and sweet. The penguins. They're so lovable and awesome. They're awesome creatures. Really, really cool. And I think it's cool. It's cool that they can't fly because they get around. They waddle around. I think that's the coolest and the cutest thing that they do. They just waddle around and just be penguins living in their cold Antarctica. God, man, that would be awesome though. I'd like to go see penguins live out in the wild, just like around, just hanging out with big icebergs and stuff, chilling. I think that'd be really awesome. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll go do that. Just have like a big old parka and like bundle up and go like see the penguins. That would be so cool. That would be an awesome experience. Man, hopefully you guys have been entertained for a little bit. And oh gosh, it's almost 3 o'clock. Like, do you want to get some lunch or something or eat? I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm getting a little hungry, guys. I need to go get some food. I've been talking for a while. I could just talk for hours and hours upon hours, but I don't want to bore you guys too much. Hopefully, I've entertained you a little bit with my crazy little stories. Crazy Carla life. Carla life, yeah, crazy. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're gonna end the stream here on this good note, talking about penguins and how awesome they are. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And thank you for hanging out with me and listening to my craziness. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. I really do. You guys are awesome, amazing people. And I love all of you. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and everybody stay safe that's in Florida. We'll try to get through this storm, beat it, and overcome. So thank you guys. Have an awesome, amazing day. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Have a good day. Bye bye.